in Collegeville. And you're so glad to say that I'm a Kahok. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1, 2, but we're number 1. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm about my white and purple, Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the cheapest crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play no sports. I play my cards right. Now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm in the back cause everybody rolling with me, K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
All the freshmen, sophomores,
High school learning champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good afternoon to everyone, and welcome to Fletcher Field here in Woodland Park. My name is Todd Duke, and guess what we have for you today? That's right, we have a little K-Hawk baseball action coming up for you as your Collinsville K-Hawks get ready to take on the O'Fallon Panthers in a big Southwestern Conference matchup. Again, my name is Todd Duke, and we welcome you into today's pregame show brought to you by LC's Pub in Caseyville. Great food, great drinks, and great service served up daily at LC's Pub in Caseyville. 605 North Main Street in Caseyville is where you will find them. You can give them a call for carry-out orders. That number is 618-855-9007. Well, the Kahawks come into this contest with an overall record of 10-12. They are 4-3 in Southwestern Conference play under their first-year head coach Matt Pomerantz. O'Fallon, they come in at 16-9 on the year. They are 5-2 in conference conference play. Dave Causey is in his second year as the head coach at O'Fallon, and he has a record of 41 wins and 20 losses. Well, the Kahawks come into today's second game of back-to-back games against the Panthers, looking to snap a 2-game winless streak and get out of the funk that has witnessed Collinsville drop 3 of their last 4 games. Before this little skid, the Kahawks had rattled off a 5-game win streak. That streak started with a split of the 2 games with Belleville East when Collinsville went to East and came out with a 3-2 win back on April the 16th. That was followed up with 2 lopsided wins, 14-0 at Granite City and 15-0 at East St. Louis. Collinsville came back home here to Fletcher Field and beat Mater Dei 8-5 before a 17-1 win over East St. Louis capped that 5-game win streak the very next day. Collinsville then went to Triad where they fell 5-2 and then returned here to Fletcher Field on the last day of April and beat Gateway Legacy Christian Academy on Senior Day 6-5. Collinsville comes into today's game looking for their first win in the month of May. Collinsville lost at Waterloo 4-1 on May 1st and then lost by that same score yesterday at O'Fallon's Blazer Field in a game that was originally scheduled for Tuesday but was wiped out due to a pretty much a full day of rain. The O'Fallon Panthers, they come into this game sitting in the tie for second place in the Southwestern Conference with Belleville West, who are both 5-2. That's behind front-running Edwardsville with their 7-1 record and one game better than the Collinsville's 4-3 mark we just told you about. The Panthers come into Fletcher Field winners of 4 of their last 5 games, with their only loss in that stretch coming in an 11-4 loss to Jackson in a game played at Busch Stadium 4 days ago. Before that, O'Fallon won 3 straight, all Southwestern Conference wins, with wins at Belleville East, then a 2-game sweep of Alton, a 14-2 win at O'Fallon Park on the 29th of April, and that was followed up the next day with an 11-3 win at Alton on the last day of April. The two Southwestern Conference losses for the Panthers both came against the Edwardsville Tigers. O'Fallon lost at Blazer Field to Edwardsville 7-1, and then 3 days later fell to the Tigers 15-10 at the District 7 complex. As mentioned, Collinsville and O'Fallon met yesterday at Blazer Field in O'Fallon. The Panthers won 4-1. O'Fallon scored a run in the first, tacked on 3 in the bottom of the 6th. Collinsville's only run came in the top of the 7th with an RBI base hit by Kahok senior Will Swip. Kahawks were held to only 3 hits. Swip, Carter Henson, and Henry Sterneman had those hits. Swip was tagged with the loss on the mound. He pitched 5 2/3 of an inning, giving up 6 hits, 4 runs, all of those runs earned. He did have 4 strikeouts and 0 walks. All right, we continue with our senior interviews as we try to wind down the very large amount of seniors that we have for you on this year's squad. So we've been double dipping here as of late. We have a pregame interview with Logan Odell coming up, and then after the game is over, Cal Swartz is going to join us up here in the booth for the senior interview post-game edition. So we'll take a break here. When we come back, my conversation with Logan Odell will come your way next as the LC's Pub pregame show continues here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahawk fans, before, after, or even during Kahawk games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Kahawk games live, as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carryout orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, Kahawk fans' pub of choice. All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number one on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent service staff. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. And of course, All Pro Tees is your destination for everything Collinsville Kahawks. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville at 2240 South Morrison Avenue. Online at allprotees.com. Right across the street from Kahawk Stadium. All Pro Tees, 618-344-2200.
We love to have you come work for the city of Collinsville. We have many positions available, from seasonal jobs to full-time opportunities in many of our departments. From police and fire to Gateway Center, Parks and Recreation, and City Hall. Our employees enjoy great benefits like comprehensive medical plans, paid time off, tuition reimbursement, and more. Visit the city's website, collinsvilleil.org, to apply and learn more about working for the city of Collinsville.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Jason Regg, your Benjamin F. Edwards financial advisor, understands this. That's why Jason Regg is a proud supporter of your Collinsville Kahawks and the Kahawk Sports Network, as well as the Kahawk Educator of the Month award. For all of your investment needs, see financial advisor and investment vice president Jason Regg at the Benjamin F. Edwards office in Collinsville, located at 1008 Vandalia Street, or call Jason Regg at 618-223-5215 or visit benjaminfedwards.com. Benjamin F. Edwards, member SIPC. Want to catch some of the best live music in Collinsville from a band of all local area residents? Look no further than Sonically Pleasing. Sonically Pleasing with Tim Carlisle, Jim Cason, Logan Carlisle, and Caleb Tanzius play some of the best rock and roll hits from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and beyond. You can catch Sonically Pleasing at some of the area's finest venues, as well as book Sonically Pleasing for your private event or party. To put some music in your life, it's Sonically Pleasing. Check out Sonically Pleasing's Facebook page for upcoming live show dates and to book them for your special event, or call to book that event at 618-401-0052. Pleasing live rock music for your ears. Sonically Pleasing, 618-401-0052. That's 618-401-0052. Is it finally time to start doing what you've been talking about doing for years? Start making those plans right now and let Northwestern Mutual help you plan your future. Former Kahok Joe Philpott can help you get started with that plan today. Joel Philpott, a financial advisor with Northwestern Mutual, can help build a plan specifically for you with a wide range of financial options and the flexibility to change that plan as your priorities change. To get started on your future, give Joel Philpott a call today at Northwestern Mutual's Fairview Heights office at 618-606-2022. Spend your life living with Northwestern Mutual. Call Joel Philpott today, 618-606-2022. Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than Elsie's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, Elsie's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahok fans, before, after, or even during Kahok games. Elsie's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. Elsie's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And Elsie's Pub shows Kahok games live, as well as Blues and Cardinals games. Elsie's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carryout orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at Elsie's Pub. Elsie's Pub, Kahok fans' pub of choice.
Then we welcome you back into the LC's Pub pregame show here on the Kahawk Sports Network. School year winding down, season winding down. That includes your baseball team, and we are winding down our senior interviews as your Collinsville Kahawks get ready to take on the O'Fallon Panthers in some baseball action. And our senior interviews is taking us up to number 21, senior Logan Odell, 3 years on the Kahawk baseball team, couple years on the football team as well. All right, Logan, let's start off by learning about your family, man. Tell me about the parents, any siblings that you might have, and any pets.
So, I have my mom, April, and then my dad, Brad. I mean, they've been together for like, I don't know, almost 30 years now, and they've been really great and supportive. Um, my entire baseball career path, you know. I got two dogs, Max and Marley. They're both boxers, great pets, and I don't have any siblings, only child. So,
Sometimes a nice thing. I got 4 of each, and I sometimes wish I was the only one. All right, man. Tell me your baseball story. Who got you started in the world of baseball, and how old were you when that journey began?
the journey began probably around, I would say, 3 years old. Me and my mom playing catch in the backyard and just kept throwing it harder and harder at each other, and then she hit me in the head, and baseball's been kind of stuck in my head since. So
How about the football side of things?
football, that really just started freshman year. I was just like, I mean, freshman year, might as well just start it now. I've never played, but might as well just do it now because that's the only time I can do it. So
All right, man. I went back in time and gathered all of your baseball stats for your whole K-Hawk career. Would you like to hear some of those? Sure, why not? All right. All right, man. So you are, as a K-Hawk, are a career batting average of 250. You have 5 doubles, a triple, couple of home runs, 13 runs batted in. 13 runs scored. You are batting 1,000 in the stolen base department, man. You are 1 for 1 in the world of stolen bases. Pitching wise, you have a 6-6 record with a 6.34 earned run average. 18 games started, 76 and a thirds innings pitched, 96 strikeouts, and 60 walks. So, what about that is like, that's really cool. And what about that is like, man, I need to get that better.
I mean, obviously the ERA is higher than I want it to be, but I mean that's also growing pains. You know, I started my sophomore year on varsity, and I got thrown in against the number 12 ranked team at the time. So, and that really started off my varsity journey. You know, a lot of growing pains, a lot of learning how to pitch, and I mean, then again, I look at the strikeouts to walks. Like, yes, it should be a little lower, but I mean that shows that I have the stuff, but I just gotta know when to use it.
Do you prefer the batting side of it or the pitching side of it?
I mean, I'm going to college to pitch mainly, but I mean, would I rather a walk-off strikeout or a walk-off bomb? It's definitely a bomb. So,
Yeah, I can feel that there. All right, man. The my favorite things category. These are your favorite things. What is your favorite sweet snack?
sweet snack. You know, Christmas time. I love those little Debbie Christmas trees. Let me tell you.
Those are a staple in my house. Favorite salty snack.
Salty snack. I like some like sour and cream chips. Like those are probably the go-to. Like the Lay's ones, definitely.
All right, favorite meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Definitely dinner. Definitely. I like me like a chicken Alfredo or a steak dinner after a long day.
All right, anybody in particular cook those items for you, or do you cook them yourself?
My mom, she's really good at cooking. I actually did a project for my English, my college English, and it was to cook a steak dinner, and it actually went pretty well. So it was nice.
All right, that takes us to the restaurant side of things. Favorite, let's go with fast food first.
Fast food, it's got to be McDonald's. It's cheap. I mean, you can get bang, like I said, bang for your buck, and like, I mean, it's usually decent, depending on which one you go to.
Yeah, love their French fries. All right, favorite sit down restaurant.
Maggiano's, I've been there so many times. Like, it's just good, pretty good Italian. So
All right, favorite music genre. What do you like to listen to in the music world?
it's got to be country, and then pregame definitely like rock, I would say.
Do you have a favorite group or a favorite artist in either one of those categories?
Yeah, I like Sam Barber and country, or like what was I gonna say? Yeah, but definitely Sam Barber and country, but rock. I mean, I like to listen to Limp Bizkit for sure.
All right, let's go to the school categories. What is your least favorite class in high school?
Least favorite class? It's got to be. It was this year. It's probably AP Stats. Sorry, Mr. Gottschalk, but like it was a killer. But I mean, I still like math, but definitely the hardest one.
All right, favorite class.
Favorite class? It's got to be Miss Dimick's AP Environmental Science. Just the environment she brings as a teacher definitely helps. Definitely brings a lot to the table.
All right, so when you're not playing baseball or football for that matter, or going to school, what does Logan Odell like to do for fun?
I really like to hang out with friends. Like I like playing. We've been playing hacky sack more, but like I like to go fishing. I like to go boating a lot in the summer. That's probably one of my favorite things, and just being with friends. I mean, that's one of my biggest things.
All right, going to UMSL on a baseball scholarship. That's kind of cool. How did you make that decision to go to the University of Missouri St. Louis?
So I was kind of really late to the recruiting scene, and I got seen early by their actual crosstown rival Maryville University, and I was going there for a visit, and they canceled out on me, and I went into the fall kind of looking for somewhere to go, and I stumbled onto the University of Missouri's St. Louis campus, and they watched me pitch, and they were like, "We really like it," and then I think the next day or so they brought me in, and they're just like, "Here's this, and like this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna do this next year for us. You know, we have this plan for you." And I was just like, it just kind of seemed meant to be. You know, with Coach Yule being pitching head coach and them having a lot of really good pitchers and players over the past year. It's like I definitely want to go play there and carry on the tradition. So,
All right, man. Shout out time for you. Who out there in the wide world would you like to say hi to?
mom, hi, mom.
It's always mom, man. It's always mom. All right, you guys played O'Fallon yesterday. You get the rematch here today. What can you take away from yesterday's game that you guys can turn it around and get the win here against them today?
So like we had a lot of runners in scoring position. We just couldn't get those clutch hits, and I think when we start getting those clutch hits, those singles, those bloop singles, they really just add up over runs, and we just got to get things started early. And yeah, that's really it.
Logan Adele, thank you very much for the visit. Good luck out there this afternoon, and good luck to you in your future.
Yes, sir.
All right, number 21, Logan Odell. We take him for the visit here on the pregame show. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll throw the starting lineups for both teams your way and some stats. All that more coming up on the LC's Pub pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahawk fans, before, after, or even during Kahawk games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Kahawk games live as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carryout orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, Kahawk fans' pub of choice. Save On Liquor and Wine in Collinsville is much more than what's in their name. Of course, Save On Liquor and Wine has liquor and wine, from brand names to specialty brands. Plus, they have gas, cigars, fountain drinks, coffee, craft beers, and other sundries and snacks. Plus, everything Save On Liquor and Wine has to offer comes served by a friendly, attentive, helpful, and polite staff that will go out of their way to serve you that special something for every taste. Make sure you check out Save On Liquor and Wine's new location at 6100 Center Grove Road in Edwardsville. Save On Liquor and Wine in Collinsville, 809 St. Louis Road, or call 618-344-1638. Save On Liquor and Wine, something for every taste. The choices you make to celebrate the life of your loved one should be as special as the person they represent. That's why you will always find the staff at Her Funeral Home in Collinsville ready to go the extra mile to meet the needs of you and your family during those times. For over 100 years, Her Funeral Home has been there for Collinsville and the surrounding communities. Of the many arrangements made after losing a loved one, the first is the selection of a funeral home. The staff at Her Funeral Home in Collinsville can help with that planning. Call Her Funeral Home in Collinsville at 618-344-0187. Her Funeral Home, serving Collinsville families for over 100 years. 618-344-0187. Caseyville VFW Post 1117 Auxiliary supports the VFW with post projects and fundraiser events. The Caseyville VFW Auxiliary also provides donations and sponsorship for Veterans in Need, Jefferson Barracks in St. Louis, the Caseyville Food Pantry, outreach programs, summer lunches for students in the Collinsville Unit 10 School District, and now the Kahawk Sports Network. Plus, sponsoring CHS programs like band, theater, and sports. If you would like to provide support or join the Caseyville VFW Auxiliary, contact the Caseyville VFW Post 1117 at 618-344-9878. Looking for something to get your student involved in? Maybe joining the Collinsville Kahawk Trap Team is that something. Created in 2017, the Collinsville Kahawk Trap Team has joined a long line of area schools in one of the fastest growing and safest sports in the country. Trap shooting is a fun, team-oriented outdoor sport that offers friendship, competition, and teamwork, all in a safe and fun environment that encourages students to be part of a team in which they will learn valuable skills and are encouraged to engage in community involvement through volunteering and mentoring. If Collinsville Trap sounds like something your student would be interested in, call Collinsville Trap at 618-795-9893 or visit Collinsville Kahawk Trap on Facebook. 618-795-9893. Once again, we welcome you back here to Fletcher Field in Woodland Park. My name is Todd Duke. We promised you some lineups, and you know what? We're going to deliver on that promise as we get you set for this contest between Collinsville and O'Fallon. And we will begin with the visiting team as they are up to the plate first, and they will lead things off with their center fielder, Anthony Perez. That'll be followed in the number 2 spot by their shortstop, Carson Bauer.
Braden Robertson will bat third and play right field. In the cleanup spot is Cole Becker. He will play first base. On the hot corner is Liam Decker, and he'll be batting fifth. Batting sixth is their catcher, Asher Cantu, playing left field. And batting seventh is Luca Friedenberg. Their designated hitter bats in the number 8 spot. That would be Lavin Toll, and he will be batting for today's pitcher for O'Fallon, which would be Landon Dipple. And batting ninth for O'Fallon will be their second baseman, Jackson Parker. We'll give you Collinsville's lineup when they come up to the plate in the bottom half of the first, but this is the Kahok defense that we have set up for you here as they're out there taking their final warm-up tosses. Carter Henson holding down the duties in left field. Carson Perrell is in center field, and Kyle Swartz, who will join us on the post-game senior interview, is playing down in right field. Braden Henson is playing the hot corner at third base. Henry Sturneman is at shortstop today. Will Swip will play second base. Rain Holting is at first base. Behind the plate is Ben Tillman, and on the mound for the K-Hawks today is Roman Pomerantz. And Roman on the year comes into his 6th game played. This is going to be his 3rd start. He does have a complete game. He is 1-1 overall, and in 15 innings pitched, he has a 2.33 earned run average, and he has struck out 13 and walked 5 along the way. And trotting up to the plate is Anthony Perez. He's the leading hitter for O'Fallon this year, comes in batting .473. He has 11 runs batted in, and mixed along his 26 base hits are 5 doubles. All the rest of them, the other 21, are all singles. And he comes in from the left side. Pomerantz, the righty, ready to go. And we are underway at 4:28 p.m. Temperature right around 67 degrees. It's trying to warm up, and we're going to get there soon enough. But boy, oh boy, it's been cold the last couple of days. Ball is the first pitch, and the second pitch also a ball down low. Collinsville out there in their powder purple jerseys. They have Seaville written in cursive on the fronts of those jerseys, and the numbers on the fronts and the backs are in purple, trimmed in a little bit of white. And they're wearing the white ball caps today with the big purple C on the fronts of those caps, and I believe that their bills of those caps are purple too. That one is also a little outside, and it's 3-0, low and outside on that one. O'Fallon, they're here in their gray trousers. They have on the Royal Navy blue jerseys, trimmed in yellow. Numbers on the fronts and the backs are in yellow, and they have the word O'Fallon in block letters on the fronts of those jerseys, and they're wearing their midnight blue ball caps as well. A 4-pitch walk is how Pomerantz greets the O'Fallon Panthers, so we already have our first base runner. And that'll bring up Carson Bauer. Bauer, he's the second leading batter for O'Fallon, batting .453 with 11 runs batted in, 7 doubles to go along with his 17 singles. That's the only power numbers that Bauer has just thus far. And in case you're wondering, Anthony Perez has stolen 9 bases on the year, and he's been caught once as Roman Pomerantz has missed with the first 5 pitches that he has thrown here this afternoon. Collinsville, of course, looking for the double play ball. Braden Henson playing really far in on the third base line, and that one is on the outside corner. That's a called strike. We're going to have a little delayed strike call here from the home plate umpire. He called it a strike, so it's 1-1. And a snap throw over, and back in there safely with a head-first dive is Anthony Perez, and that was close. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Carson Bauer, the shortstop. Center fielder Anthony Perez is leading off from first. And the pitch outside, ball 2, 2-1. 310 down the lines here at Fletcher Field. 375 is the deepest part of the park. That's in the left center field power alley. 360 to right center field. And Pomerantz ready with a 2-1. There it is, swinging a foul ball out of play. Not sure what the distance is to straightaway center field, but we told you the 375 mark in left center is the deepest part. So I would imagine probably somewhere around 368, 369, somewhere around there, straightaway center field. Not a lot of wind, a little bit of a breeze blowing around, and we have some white puffy clouds mixed with some blue skies. So we have a great day for some baseball after rain on Tuesday. Runner goes, and the throw is going to be on the shortstop side. So that means that Anthony Perez is in there safely with a stolen base. And O'Fallon has a runner on second base and nobody down, and a 3-2 count to Carson Bauer. Pomerantz looks in, has his sign from Tillman. Perez now leading from second from the stretch. Pomerantz checks on him, looks back home, checks on him again, and steps off. Softball team in action today at East St. Louis. Lady Kahok soccer team is at home tonight versus Edwardsville. And a high pitch will put runners on first and second. Back-to-back walks by Pomerantz. That's going to prompt a visit from Coach Pomerantz's dad out to the mound after just two batters. That soccer game, Zach Roseman will have that one for you on the Kahok Broadcast Club Student Network. Younger brother Josh is in the booth here today doing the PA announcing. Since Zach is going to be live streaming the soccer game, that's a home game, and that means Chris Kettler is going to be operating the scoreboard and doing the PA announcing there. So we pressed Josh Roseman into action here. Collinsville already getting some action up in their bullpen as our pregame guest Logan Odell is down taking some warm-up tosses, not really doing any winding up or anything. Right now he's just playing a little catch with one of the backup catchers. So runners on first and second, and nobody down for Braden Robertson, the right fielder. Robertson bats from the right side, batting .400 on the year. 25 runs batted in. He has a couple of home runs, a triple, and 7 doubles on the year. First pitch is down and low, ball one. Pomerantz having a hard time trying to find the strike zone here early on. Double play would be nice. Triple play would be better. And Pomerantz looked like he wanted to twirl around and throw, but neither Henry Sterneman at short or Will Swip at second made any move over to second base bag. Pomerantz from the stretch checks on the runner at second again and brings the 1-0 home. That one's up high, 2-0. Pomerantz not feeling it right now. Says a couple of words into his glove. Warmer in the sunshine than it is here in the booth. But I would imagine that I don't think the cool weather is going to have that much of an effect on the pitcher. Yesterday, maybe, as temperatures struggled to get out of the 50s. The opening night of Washers last night at the Caseyville VFW, boy, I tell you what, it was so cold. And that Caseyville VFW back there is wide open. You feel every bit of every piece of wind. There's a high fly ball, and this one is going to left center field, and unable to get there is Carson Perez. Perez is going to be waved home, as is Bauer, and both runners are going to score on a 2 RBI triple by Braden Robertson. Just like that, Collinsville trails in this game 2-0. O'Fallon jumped out to a 1-0 lead yesterday at Blazer Field, but here it's double the hurt as O'Fallon has scored on their first two runners. Both of those walks come home to score. And here now is Cole Becker, the first baseman. Becker comes in batting .339. He has a home run and 11 runs batted in. He has a RBI opportunity just 90 feet away. He looks at one on the outside corner for a called strike. Still nobody out. Runner on at third. 2-0 already in favor of O'Fallon. Pomerantz pitches. That one's grounded foul. Right into the hand of the head coach, Dave Causey. A little barehanded grab over there. Pomerantz continues to work from the stretch. Here's the 0-2. Strike on the outside corner, and caught looking is Becker for the first out. That'll help. And that will bring up Liam Decker, the third baseman. Decker on the year batting .307. He also has a home run. 12 runs batted in. 7 home runs as a team for O'Fallon so far this year as the first pitch misses low. Infield playing in for the play at the plate. Here's the 1-0. Swinging a chance right into the glove of the third baseman, and it's going to play one time for the out. Braden Henson, nice play there. And here is Asher Cantu. Cantu, the catcher, comes in batting 286, also with a home run. 12 runs batted in. That pitch is high and outside. So Decker reaches on the fielder's choice. Robertson is out 5-2. Next pitch by Pomerantz misses. Odell now really into his warm-ups over in the bullpen. Pomerantz ready with a 2-0, trying to get out of this with just the 2 runs scored. Walks will kill you in this game of baseball. First 2 walked, and both of them have come home to score. Pomerantz brings home another. That one's outside. Ball 3, 3-0. Infielders have a force out at second or first, so if they can get a hold of one. Here's the 3-0, and that one is in there for a called strike. Beautiful afternoon. Temperature is supposed to be in the mid-70s this time of year, and we're struggling to get into the mid-60s. Swing and a miss. Full count now to Asher Cantu, the O'Fallon catcher. Pomerantz like a strike to get out of this. Here comes the 3-2. Runner goes, and a foul ball that stays at home plate. So Decker will have to travel back to first. We'll do it all over again. Pomerantz ready with another 3-2 delivery. Here it comes. Swing and a miss, and down on strikes is Cantu. So the first 2 walks. Little Fallon on the board, and we will head to the home half of the first inning. Collinsville will have their first trip to the plate when we come back from a timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Got vinyl? Rich's Record Emporium in Uptown Collinsville can take care of all of your vinyl needs and more. You can peruse through thousands of records from country to hard-to-find jazz, and classic rock is always in stock at Rich's Record Emporium. Used vinyl, new vinyl, and hard-to-find vinyl. Don't forget to check out the audio room at Rich's, where you can check out the latest in audio gear, from new top-of-the-line speakers to turntables and receivers, plus all the accessories. Rich has t-shirts, record cleaners, turntable needles, wall art, and so much more. If you can't find what you're looking for at Rich's, they will do their best to find it for you. Don't forget to mention seeing this ad on the Kahok Sports Network for a 10% discount at checkout. Rich's Record Emporium, 131 West Main Street in Collinsville, or call 618-795-1333 or online at richesrecordemporium.com.
Again, we welcome you back here to Fletcher Field at Woodland Park, 2-0 in favor of O'Fallon. In their first at bat, they plate 2. Collinsville coming to the plate for the first time. Here is their lineup. They'll lead things off with catcher Ben Tillman. Batting second is center fielder Carson Perrell. In the number 3 spot is the second baseman Will Swip. Braden Henson gets the cleanup spot today. He'll bat fourth and play third base. Batting fifth is Carter Henson, the left fielder. Batting after that would be Roman Pomerantz, your pitcher. Batting in the number 7 spot, Cal Swartz, playing right field. Logan Odell is today's designated hitter. He'll be batting for first baseman Rain Holting, and Odell will hold down the number 8 spot in the order. And Henry Sterneman, who's getting a rare start at shortstop here this afternoon, will bat 9th for Collinsville. On the mound, that would be Landon Dipple. Dipple on the year, appearing in his 8th game. This is his 5th start. He has a 4-0 record In 24 and 2/3 of an inning pitched, he has a 1.99 earned run average. He has struck out 32 and he has walked 15 on the year so far. So righty versus righty here to start off with for Collinsville. Pitcher and catcher will have a brief little talk before we get to the first one in the order, and that is Ben Tillman. Tillman comes in batting 309, 9 runs batted in, and of his 17 hits, 14 of those have been singles. He has a double and 2 triples to his credit so far this year. So Tillman, Perrell, and Swip, if anyone can get on, Braden Henson will have a chance to bring some runners around. First pitch, hard throwing there by Dipple, swinging a foul ball off of the bat of Ben Tillman. And we are underway here in the home half of the first inning. Next pitch. That one's down low. Ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Flag down the right field line, barely moving at all. Every once in a while, you get a little bit of a breeze coming through the press box. Swinging another foul at home plate. That'll put the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Tillman. Collinsville split the games last year with O'Fallon. Next one misses 2-2. 5-2 at Blazer Field. 2 days later, O'Fallon won 7-3 here at Fletcher Field. That one's outside. Nice eye there by Ben Tillman. So full count to the Kahok catcher. And the 3-2 pitch on the way, and that one is outside off of the catcher's glove. So each starting pitcher here has walked the leadoff batter, and that'll bring the tying run to the plate here for Collinsville in the form of Carson Perrell. Carson on the year, batting .394, 7 runs batted in, has 28 hits, 22 of those are singles, 6 of those are doubles. Tillman, by the way, down at first base, has 3 stolen bases, and he has been caught 0 times as Dipple throws one over to first. The return throw by Cole Becker off of his glove will set the defense here for O'Fallon after this next pitch over here to Carson Perrell. Dipple works from the stretch now. Here's the pitch. That one's inside. Luca Friedenberg out in left field. Anthony Perez in center. Braden Robertson is in right field. Liam Decker is at third base. Carson Bauer at short. Jackson Parker at second base. Cole Becker at first. And we told you about Landon Dipple on the mound. And Ashton Cantu is behind the plate. And that ball gets away. There's a passed ball. And Collinsville has a runner in scoring position. Carson Perrell up there with the count in his favor at 2-0. Dipple. A little bit of a breeze blowing across the field now. Swinging a high fly ball out into shallow right field, and on the move and making the catch is Robertson. No chance there for Tillman to move. And there's the one away. And that'll bring up Will Swip. Will on the air, batting .421. 13 runs batted in. 5 doubles on the year to go along with his 19 singles. Give him 24 hits on the year. Swip looking for something to drive here. Tell you what, Anthony Perez is playing shallow out in center field. And a step off, a twirl. A little bit of a twirl, but no throw by Dipple. Dipple brings it into Swip. Swinging a shot. That's going to be a gapper. That one's going to roll all the way to the warning track. And coming around to score is going to be Ben Tillman in second base with an RBI double is Will Swip. Nicely done there by the Kahok senior. That's a way to get one of those back. Kahawks get on the board. And here is Braden Henson. See if he can maybe do the same thing here. Braden Henson on the year, batting .268, 5 runs batted in, 3 doubles. Told you he can get another one of those doubles in there. That's the 6th double on the year for Will Swip. Runner at second, 1 out. That runner at second represents the tying run as Henson swings at the first offering from Dipple and picks up nothing but air. Dipple, the righty, looks in. Checks on his runner at second base. Looks home and another twirl, but no throw over to second. Will Swip didn't have to move much. Dipple brings the next one home, squaring around to bunt and pulling it back was Henson. Took a ball. That'll run the count even at 1-1. Collinsville trying to answer the 2 runs O'Fallon put up. They're halfway home in that regard. And the 1-1 pitch, and Will Swip, or excuse me, Henson calls timeout. Dipple was already into his windup, so instead of stopping mid windup, he went ahead and brought it home. So we'll do the 1-1 all over again. Dipple checks on his runner, brings it home. That's a strike on the inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to the Kahok third baseman Braden Henson. Carter Henson, younger brother, waiting on deck. Carter is a freshman, Braden a senior. Getting to play together during Braden's last year. Swinging another base hit. That one may not be good enough to get Swip home. He's going to be held up at third base. Throw comes in home, and that was going to be a high one. And I'm not sure if Swip would have made it or not, but better to be safe than sorry. So Coach Pomerantz holds him at third base, and we have runners on the corners. So Collinsville already with more hits than O'Fallon. O'Fallon got their 2 runs on 1 base hit. And here is the freshman Carter Henson. Carter batting .429 on the year. He's only had 7 at bats before this one, though. A couple of RBIs. So he might be up there in the batting average category, but small sample size. That one's in the dirt. Nice stop there by Cantu. Sun ducked behind a cloud. Runners on the corners, 1 out. 2-1. Collinsville looking to pick up more. Throw over to first base. Back in there safely is Braden Henson. Back-to-back hits, an RBI double by Swip and a single by Henson puts runners on the corners, and that one is inside 2-0 to the younger Henson. Seems like we always have a Henson and a Peril playing baseball. And a whirl and twirl and no throw. Pitch. That one's in the dirt, gets by the catcher. Will Swip is on his way home, and he's going to score standing up. Collinsville is tied this 2-2. Had a wild pitch, a passed ball in this inning. Braden Henson makes it down to second base on the wild pitch. And it's a 3-0 count now to Carter Henson. Carter, the lefty. Awaits the pitch from Dipple. There it is on the outside corner. He was taken all the way anyway. 3-1 the count. Roman Pomerantz waits on deck. Pitch by Dipple. Swing and a shot right back to Dipple. He gloves it. Twirls over to first base for the out. Moving over to third on the play is Henson. Second out. So Collinsville wants to take a lead. They're going to have to do so off of the bat of Roman Pomerantz. Either that or another wild pitch. That'd work. Pomerantz, he comes in batting .271, 12 runs batted in on the year, 8 doubles. So Will Swip trying to catch up to that, but he's still a couple behind, even with the double RBI that he had earlier. Pomerantz, he gets away. That's going to be a pass ball, and Collinsville is going to take the lead. So the Kahawks go up 3-0. One run scores on a wild pitch, another one scores on a passed ball. And now the bases are empty for Roman Pomerantz. Pitch misses outside and low. Next offering. Swinging a high fly ball down the third baseline. That one's going to land at the base of the wall. Pomerantz is on his way to second. He'll be in with a double. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Henson would have scored off of that anyway. Pomerantz with double number 9 on the year. Collinsville with 3 hits in this inning to go along with their 3 runs, and that'll bring up Cal Swartz now with the bases with a runner on, and Tyler Huntebrinker will come in and be the courtesy runner for the pitcher, Roman Pomerantz. Huntebrinker. Huntebrinker has 1 stolen base on the year, and he's been caught once as well. Did our senior interview with Tyler earlier. Also played a little Kahok soccer this year. Logan Odell, our pregame guest. Baseball and football for the last 3 years. And Swartz looking to bunt and bunts it foul. Cal on the year, batting .304. 8 runs batted in. Power stroke, just 2 doubles on the year. Everything else has been a single. I'll take another double. I don't know about y'all, but next pitch and a swing at a foul. He was all over that pitch. That was straight back to the screen. Logan Odell, our pregame guest, trots in front of the camera to pick up that foul ball. He's on deck. Dipple checks on his runner, brings the pitch home, and that one's a little low and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Cal Swartz, the right fielder. Dipple having a rough first inning. He pitches. That one's outside. Ball 2, 2-2. Dipple been working from the stretch since right after he walked Ben Tillman to lead off this inning, and that one hits Swartz. So Dipple having a rough go at it, man. Wild pitch, hit batter, couple of pass balls by Asher Cantu. That'll bring up our pregame guest, Logan Odell, batting .267 on the year. Has a couple of home runs, 13 runs batted in, 5 doubles. 1 career triple that we told you about during our interview. So runners on at first and second base, still 2 away. And the first pitch low and outside to Odell. Number 9 man in the order, Henry Sterneman, waits on deck. Dipple from the stretch delivers. Off-speed pitch stays high. 2-0. Dipple once again peers over his glove, has his sign, brings it home. And Odell lays off of that one. That one's a called strike. 2-1 the count to Logan. Huntebrinker from second, Swartz from first. They have their leads. Here's the 2-1. That one's outside. Bounces off the catcher's glove. Everybody's going to move up. And now Collinsville has 2 runners in scoring position for Logan Odell, who's up there looking at a 3-1 count in his favor. Here's the pitch. Swing and a shot to the second baseman, Jackson Parker. And that will end the inning, but not before Collinsville brings home 3 runs on 3 base hits. There were no errors committed, but a couple of wild pitches, couple of passed balls, and a hit batter has given Collinsville a 3-2 lead as we head to the top of the second inning. O'Fallon will come to the plate once again, and we'll be back to tell you all about it when we return from a timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network.
All Fluffed Up Grooming Salon in Caseyville is your go-to place to get that pampered treatment for your fur baby. All Fluffed Up offers one-on-one grooming sessions by skilled and professional groomers, focusing on a stress-free and fear-free experience for both pup and pup parent. Owned and operated by former Kahok Jenny Eves, All Fluffed Up in Caseyville offers nail trimming, ear cleanings, bathing, and fur trimming as well as full cuts. All Fluffed Up Grooming Salon in Caseyville, 16 East Reynolds Street. Call Jenny Eves for an appointment at 618-855-8533. Mobile grooming coming soon. That's All Fluffed Up in Caseyville, 618-855-8533. Looking for some unique food options, super cold drinks, and a fun atmosphere with an attentive staff? Look no further than Hurricanes Bar and Grill in Collinsville. Owned and operated by former Kahok State soccer champ Tim Johnson, Hurricanes has been one of the area's great meeting places for fun, food, live sports and music, and video gaming. Daily specials like Taco Tuesdays, Wing Wednesdays, and Fish Fridays. Hurricanes will tackle those hunger pains. Hurricanes is always open during all of Uptown Collinsville's Main Street festivals. Hurricanes is the place to satisfy your hunger and thirst needs. Hurricanes Bar and Grill, 222 West Main Street in Collinsville. Give them a call for carryout orders at 618-345-0846. 618-345-0846.
Friedenberg leads things off here for O'Fallon in the top of the second. Luca batting .232 on the year, 10 runs batted in, 4 doubles. As we have the 7, 8, and 9 batters here for O'Fallon in the top of the second inning. And we're already 3 pitches into this at bat when we came back. 2-1 the count now to the O'Fallon left fielder, Pomerantz. Seeing if he can settle down a little bit. First pitch was a strike, next 3 miss. 3-1. That was a long first inning. It took a half hour to play that first inning. And just like the first inning, Pomerantz starts the second inning off with a leadoff walk. So Pomerantz has already walked 3 here this afternoon. Laven Toll will come to the plate. Laven on the year, batting .444. Just 9 at-bats coming into this game. He has 4 runs batted in. So again, small sample size for the lefty. Designated hitter today for O'Fallon. Swinging a foul ball down the first base side. Out beyond the left center field wall, O'Fallon has a pitcher warming up down there. Throw over to first base, and back in there safely is Friedenberg. Friedenberg on the year, 9 stolen bases. He's been caught twice. Pomerantz working from the stretch yet again. Pitches one up high. Friedenberg thought about it and thought better of it. 1-1, the count to Toll. Throw over to first base. Runner back in there safely. And a pitch and a throw down to second base, and he's a dead duck. Friedenberg gets thrown out. 2-6 on the put out. And he races the base runner. And now Toll up there batting with the bases empty, but he has a 2-1 count in his favor. Pomerantz. He pitches, swinging a high fly ball on the infield, Holting at first base, calling for it, and he'll have it for out number 2. That'll bring us to the number 9 man in the order here for O'Fallon. That's Jackson Parker, the second baseman. Parker on the year batting .241. He has a home run, 10 runs batted in. He stands in from the right side with the bases empty. Pomerantz goes back to a traditional windup and puts one up a little high. Ball 1. Roman ready with the next. High and tight there. Ball 2. Two-zero pitch. Ready. Here it is to Parker. That one's up high. Pomerantz having a really hard time throwing some strikes today. Tillman's going to come out, see if he can try to fix something. Tell him something like, throw it in the glove, man. You're releasing the ball too soon. I don't know what he's saying. Both juniors, so you know they're not talking about what they're going to do after they graduate. 3-0. That's the count to Jackson Parker. Here comes the pitch. That one's in there for a strike. Whatever he said worked, at least for that pitch. 3-1 pitch on the way. High. Walked him. Fourth walk issued here in just these first 2 innings by Roman Pomerantz. And back to the top of the order, and Anthony Perez. He led off this game with a walk. Came around to score a little later on a 2 RBI triple by Braden Robertson. Parker has 4 stolen bases, and he's been caught 4 times. Pitch in there for a called strike. Perez walked on 4 straight pitches in the top of the first inning, so he's getting up there going, you know what? You didn't throw me a strike the first time I faced you, so I'm going to make you throw me one. And he did. The 0-1 pitch from Pomerantz on the way. Strike on the outside corner. 0-2. Pomerantz ready with an 0-2 pitch, trying to get out of this with no damage done. Runner goes, swinging a bouncing ball. Will Swip at second base has it and throws on to first for the out. And that's going to do it for O'Fallon here in this top of the second inning. No runs across and no hits. 1 runner left on base. We will now head to the bottom half of the second inning. Collinsville will come to the plate with the number 9 man to lead things off, and we will tell you all about that when we return from a timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Mike and Sarah's Produce in Collinsville is a one-stop destination for seasonal fruits, vegetables, and more. Located at 116 North Bluff Road, Mike and Sarah's Produce features fresh selections of your favorite fruits and veggies, from cherries, peaches, and watermelons to corn, tomatoes, and zucchini. You can find all of your produce needs at Mike and Sarah's. Seasonal favorites such as pumpkins in the fall, summer peaches, spring asparagus, and more. Plus, Mike and Sarah's Produce is a go-to in the spring for flowered plants, hanging baskets, and a large selection of fresh seafood. Mike and Sarah's Produce, 116 North Bluff Road in Collinsville. Stop by today. Looking for a new place to catch the game with cold drinks and great food? Look no further than 1101 Bar and Grill in Caseyville. 1101 Bar and Grill features pizza, burgers, wraps, and salads, plus 7 large screen TVs to catch the latest Kahok games and all the pro sports across the spectrum, plus all the college football and basketball you can handle. 1101 Bar and Grill in Caseyville, 1101 Caseyville Road, right across the street from Kahok Stadium. Call 1101 Bar and Grill for carryout orders at 618-223-1332.
The only guy that didn't get to bat for Collinsville in their half of the first inning was Henry Sterneman. So he'll lead things off here for Collinsville in the bottom half of the second inning. Sterneman batting .200 on the year, 12 runs batted in. And he'll look at the first 2 pitches called strike. Sterneman back to the top of the order, and Ben Tillman and Carson Perrell. Here's the 0-2. Inside. Ball one ball, 2 strikes to count. We're in the press box. It doesn't get any sunshine in it, but you can really tell the difference when the sun takes a dip behind a cloud. Kind of knocks down the temperature by about 5 degrees. That was a foul ball back onto Olive Street. Dipple ready with a 1-2. Here it comes. Swinging a shot down the first base line. That one's going to be fair. That one's going to be cut off and will hold Sturdivant to a single, does Braden Robertson, the right fielder. But Collinsville picks up their 4th hit. And it's a leadoff variety hit. And now back to the top of the order in Ben Tillman, who walked and scored his first time up. Dipple back to the stretch. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle. Dipple peers over that left shoulder, and a bunt put down by Tillman, but it stays at home plate. 0-2 to the Kahok catcher. Last game of the week that we have for you. Day off tomorrow. Mother's Day weekend coming up. And then we're back at it Monday. We're busy on Monday. We have 2 softball games for you from the old Collinsville Sports Complex due to all these rainouts. Collinsville will play Alton at 4 o'clock, and then they play Cahokia scheduled for 5:30. In between that, the Lady Cahoks will celebrate Senior Day. They've been trying that twice. 3rd time's a charm, right? Senior Day keeps on getting rained out, but right now the weather forecast, a little bit of rain on Mother's Day, but other than that, so far, like the first 3 days of the forecast look really good next week. Swing in the glove of the pitcher Dipple, and that caught Sturdivant off. Boy, Dipple, he saved his noggin there, man.
Now batting for the Jayhawks, number 27, Carson Pickerel.
For O'Fallon, that was their 21st double play on the year. And now, that'll bring up Carson Perrell, who popped up to the right fielder Braden Robertson, his first time up. First pitch is in there for a strike. Dipple trying to get through an inning with no runners, or no runners scoring anyway, as that one bounces off of the left batter's box there at home plate. That'll even count at 1-1. Will Swip waits on deck. Pitch. That's a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Carson Perrell. Dipple working quickly, swinging a foul ball. That one's going to go back out onto Olive Street as well. 1 bounce and into the front yard of the house right behind the first base dugout. Count remains 1-2. Dipple's ready with the next swing and a miss. Down on strike, so that's a foul ball, excuse me. Can't hear anything with these cans on your ears. Another 1-2 from Dipple. Swinging a bouncing ball, slow one at that. To Bauer at shortstop. He swoops and throws. Nice play there by the Panthers shortstop for the putout. Goes 6-3 for out number 3. So Collinsville has a base runner to lead off with a base hit by Sturdivant, but he gets doubled up. And nothing doing for Collinsville, as we will now head to the top of the 3rd inning. O'Fallon will come back to the plate, and we will be back to tell you all about that when we return from a timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network.
VFW Post 1117 in Caseyville is one of the area's longest-running VFW posts. VFW Post 1117 in Caseyville is your place to meet and join other area veterans. Plus, VFW Post 1117 in Caseyville offers all kinds of activities to help our veterans, as well as engaging the public with fun, food, fellowship, and a great time for great causes. Blood drives, fundraisers, raffles, and a Queen of Hearts drawing every Wednesday night. Plus, VFW Post 1117 in Caseyville has event space for your parties, celebrations, and other get-togethers. For more information, check out the VFW Post 1117's Facebook page or call the Caseyville VFW at 618-344-9878.
The Collinsville Area Community Foundation is our community's charitable foundation. We connect people, support programs, and guide resources to help our community thrive. Our board is made up of local leaders that donate their time and expertise to identify opportunities for long-term community impact in and around Collinsville. Find out more about scholarships, grants, and ways to give back to the city we love by visiting collinsvillefoundation.com.
Number 2, 3, and 4 men in the O'Fallon lineup will bat here in the top of the third inning. That would be Carson Bauer, who walked and scored his first time up when O'Fallon scored 2 runs in the top of the first. Collinsville countered with 3 in the bottom half. Pomerantz, first pitch, high fly ball. Wilson Carroll is in center field. He moves in a few steps and has it for out number 1. 1 pitch and 1 away. That will bring up Braden Robertson. Robertson tattooed a 2 RBI triple in that 2-run first inning. He looks at one in there for a strike. Pomerantz has seemed to have found the strike zone. Odell still warming up, though, right beside his dugout down the third base side. Here's the 0-1. Swinging a foul ball right to that dugout. Oh, and 2 the count to the Panthers right fielder. Here comes the next pitch. That one's just outside. Ball 1, 1 and 2. Straight away in the outfield. Sterneman playing in a little shallow at shortstop. That one's high and outside. 2 and 2. Cole Becker, the first baseman, waits on deck. Robertson awaits the 2-2 from Pomerantz, and here it is. Swing and another base hit for Robertson. That one's not going to be a triple, though. That one's going to go out to Carter Henson, and he'll throw it back into the infield and hold Robertson to a single. Second base hit of the afternoon for O'Fallon. That brings in Cole Becker. Got caught looking at a called third strike. His first time up in the first inning. And looks at one on the outside corner for a called strike this go around. Robertson, 5 stolen bases on the year. He's been caught 3 times. He leads from first. Pomerantz throws over to keep him honest. Top of the third, 1 out. Runner on first. Collinsville up 3-2. All runs scored so far have come in the first inning. That one's inside. Ball 1, 1 and 1. Roman Pomerantz from the stretch brings home the next. That one's in there for a strike. Nice off-speed delivery there. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to the Panthers' first baseman, Cole Becker. Pomerantz delivers again. Swinging a foul ball down the third base side. Hayden Taylor down there playing catch with Logan Odell. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to the batter. Pomerantz steps off. Another snap throw over there, trying to catch Robertson sleeping. Got back in there just in time. Still a 1-2 count on the batter, Cole Becker. Pomerantz pitches, swinging a foul ball back to the screen. Collinsville still has the numbers on the grass here behind home plate from their senior day celebrations. There's a lot of them. Another 1-2 pitch. Ooh, that one stayed just a little high. That's why we've been double dipping on the senior interviews because there's so many of them. Same thing with the volleyball team, been double dipping on those as well. Softball was easy. They had 2. Swing and a shot down the third base side. Henson on the move. He'll get it. Runner is going to go to third. He'll be stopped there. And it's a double for Cole Becker. So runners on second and third, 1 out. And that will bring up Liam Decker, who reached on a fielder's choice. As he grounded a ball to third base. And Braden Henson threw home, got out Robertson. In that first inning, held them to just 2 runs. Infield playing in for the play at the plate. That one's on the outside corner for a called strike. Pomerantz been working from the stretch a lot here in this game. Swing and a miss. He took a little off, and boy, oh boy, Decker was ready to hit a 3-run home run on that pitch. He was looking fastball, though, and that off-speed delivery fooled him. 0-2 the count to Decker. 0-2 pitch on the way, stays high. Pomerantz kind of been struggling here since the beginning of this game. Had a much easier second inning. Swinging another base hit. That's going to score a run. We're going to be tied. Henson bobbles the ball. They're going to bring in a run. And O'Fallon is going to take the lead on the air by Carter Henson. So that changes things a bit. 4-3 lead by O'Fallon, and here comes Asher Cantu, the catcher, who was a strikeout victim his first time up. He squares around to bunt. Tillman wanted to throw it down to first base, but he was going to have to throw behind the body of Asher Cantu. Liam Decker down on first base. Gets his lead. Here's the pitch by Pomerantz. That one's inside. Ball 2, 2-0. 4 runs now on 4 hits for O'Fallon. Slipped over to first base and back in there safely again is Decker. So Decker gets credit for one of the RBI. The other one scores on the bobbled ball out there by Carter Henson. And that one's in the dirt. That one's, well, not in the dirt. It hit Cantu. Must have hit him down low on the foot or something. So now Pomerantz has a hit by pitch. And Dad Matt's going to come out and talk to him again. We'll see if they want to make a pitching change. Yep, they are. Logan Odell is going to come in and take over the pitching duties. And that means we have a timeout. We'll be back to tell you all the numbers on Logan Odell as far as his pitching is concerned when we come back from a timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Just because we're adults doesn't mean we don't have toys, am I right? If your adult toys consist of boats, campers, or RVs, then you need to call the GASA storage team of professionals. Winter weather in the Midwest can be quite harsh, and finding a place to properly store those expensive toys for winter can be just as rough as a Midwest winter. That's where the GASA storage team comes in, with outdoor self-storage and covered storage for your toys. They even have tractor-trailer parking, conveniently located at Horseshoe Lake Road and 111 in Pontoon Beach. GASA Storage, for the safe storage of all of your toys. Contact the GASA Storage Team, gasastorage@gmail.com, or call today, GASA Storage Team, 618-797-6100.
Well, Roman Pomerantz didn't have his best stuff today out there on the mound, so his day is short. Most likely he will stay in, and him and Odell will just swap designated hitter for pitcher duties, as Odell was already the DH today. So Logan, he comes in making his 9th appearance on the year. He is 3-3, 27 innings pitched, earned run average of 6.48. He has struck out 41 on the year, and he's walked 17, and Logan is 4 strikeouts away from hitting number 100 in his Kahok career. So let's hope that Logan can get Collins out of this little bit of a mess here. Runners on first and second. Liam Decker on at second base. He reached on an RBI single, and then Asher Cantu was hit by a pitch that pushed Decker over to second. Cantu is on at first, although I'm sure there's probably a courtesy runner somewhere along the line here. Looks like Will Vanderhayden is the courtesy runner at first base. Luca Friedenberg comes in. Will Vanderhayden, the courtesy runner at first base for the catcher Cantu. And Liam Decker at second base. Friedenberg walked and then was caught stealing in the second inning. Here is Odell. Allen's in there for a called strike. Pomerantz had 4 walks, 2 strikeouts, and a hit batter while he was on the mound. Odell works from the stretch, checks on his runner at second, and brings home the pitch. That one's on the outside corner for a called strike. 0-2. One out. Runners on first and second. Collins would like a double play ball to get out of this inning. Odell, long look into Tillman, has his sign from the stretch. Twirls and doesn't throw. And the next by Odell. Swing and a miss, and down on strikes is Friedenberg. Now Odell, 3 strikeouts away from getting number 100 in his career. Yeah, looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter. That's Jake Weinhoff, sophomore. Weinhoff will come in. Weinhoff batting 300 on the year. Only has had 10 at bats so far this year, and he's had 3 hits. Odell checks, kicks, and pitches. In there for a called strike. Pomerantz still responsible for the 2 runners on base. Odell trying to make sure they do not go any farther than where they are. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to the batter, Jake Weinhoff. Odell checks on that runner at second again, brings home another swing and a foul ball down the first base line. That'll run the count to 1-2. Two runs home here in this inning to go along with the 2 in the top of the first for O'Fallon, and O'Fallon has taken back the lead that Collinsville had at 3-2 before this inning started. Odell from the stretch brings the next pitch home. Strike 3 called. Collinsville gets out of the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts by Odell, who now just needs 2 more to reach 100 in his Kahawk career. But 2 runs come across, and Collinsville will see if they can get a couple of those back, or at least 1 to tie it up as we head to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. And we'll be back to tell you about the Kahawks' new at-bat when we come back from a timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Do you have a big land improvement project that requires some outside help? Call Petroff Trucking Company. The Petroff Companies have been shaping the metro area since 1975. Family owned and operated, Petroff Trucking Company can do the job and do it right. Hauling, excavating, and grading, they do that and more. Petroff Companies also has roll-off dumpster rentals. They also specialize in dirt and rock sales. Petroff Trucking Company can help you develop your land for your needs. Petroff Trucking Company. Check out their website, petrofftrucking.com, or give them a call, 618-797-6100. Petroff Trucking Company, shaping the metro area since 1975.
Landon Dipple back out onto the bump for another inning of work for Collinsville. He enters his third inning of work, and he will face the 3, 4, and 5 hitters here for Collinsville in the bottom half of the third. Will Swip, Braden Hinson, and Carter Hinson. If anyone can get on, Roman Pomerantz will have a chance to bat. There's Will Swip. Swip had a RBI double in his first plate appearance. And the next pitch swinging a shot down the third base side, but that's foul. It'll hit the fence along the third base line and stay in play. And that means Friedenberg will have to go track it down as it goes over into the corner. New baseball into the hands of Dipple. He's ready to go. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Will Swip. Kahawks trail by 1, looking to get one of those back, if not more. Here's the next pitch to Swip, outside and low, ball 2, 2-1. These little blood spiders up here. Oh, that one likes to stick to the screen. 2-2 the count. Next pitch to Swip on the way. Inside, ball 3, 3-2. Dipple. Peers over his glove, has a quick sign, brings it home, and that one's outside, and the leadoff man is on once again for Collinsville. Third walk on the afternoon by Dipple. And the tying run is on first base, and here is Braden Hinson. Singled and scored in that 3-run first inning for Collinsville. Took second on a wild pitch, came home to score on a pass ball. Throw over to first, Swip back in there safely. Dipple from the stretch, brings it in there for a strike. Dipple once again throws over to first, Swip back in there safely. Third baseman Liam Decker way in on the grass. Thinking that Hinson might turn around a bunt on an 0-1 pitch. Didn't show signs of that on that first pitch. Dipple's ready. Now he does show bunt. Takes it back. Will Swip goes down to second base. He is going to be out at second base, despite the fact that the catcher, Cantu, had a little trouble getting that out of his glove. So 1 away. Takes away the tying run. 0-2 the count. That was a strike to Hinson. And the 0-2 pitch is outside, and it pops off of the glove of Cantu. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Braden Hinson, the senior third baseman, with his freshman brother Carter Hinson waiting on deck. The 1-2 pitch. Outside, ball 2, 2-2. Yeah, swing off the end of the bat. Second baseman Parker is up with it and throws offline. Safe at first base is going to be Henson. And an error that'll be charged to Jackson Parker at second base. And Collinsville has a runner on again. And here comes Carter Henson. Carter grounded out back to the pitcher in his first at bat. Pitch to Carter, and therefore called strike. Roman Pomerantz waits on deck. He is now the DH, while Logan Odell is now the pitcher. Swinging a shot. That's a base hit. Skipping right over that ball was older brother Braden, and Carter is on with a hit. Collinsville's 5th base hit of the afternoon. And the Kahawks have runners on first and second. Roman Pomerantz doubled his first time up. I'll take another one of those. I like doubles. Roman's been hitting the ball pretty well this year. Pitch. Low, ball 1. Dipple, been working from the stretch a lot. Here's the pitch. Down low, ball 2. Now the pitching coach for O'Fallon wants to come out, talk things over with Dipple. Dipple came in with that 1.99 earned run average. The only one that was better than that was Trey Rasky, who comes in with a 1.11 earned run average, but he's only made one start on the year, so most of that's been in relief. Two and 0 the count to Roman Pomerantz. Runners on first and second. The Henson brothers, Carter at first, Braden at second. Braden Henson has 3 stolen bases to none caught stealing, so we'll see if he might have an idea on running. Here's the pitch to Pomerantz. That's in there for a strike. Now a 2-1 count. And Pomerantz calls time. Dibble from the stretch checks on the Henson runners. Swinging a high fly ball. That one's going to head out of play. Back behind the Kahawks dugout down the third base line. Well, that'll even things out at 2-2. We're in the bottom of the third. We got underway a little over an hour ago, and boy, this game is taking a little bit of a slog. First inning took about a half hour. Pitch by Dipple in the dirt. Nice stop by Cantu this time. He's been a workhorse back there. 3 wild pitches, couple of pass balls. Full count now to Pomerantz. Now calling timeout. Yep, only one away. 1 out. Scoreboard says 2. That kind of confused everybody. Full count to Pomerantz. Next pitch. Swinging a high, towering fly ball. On the move is Perez in center field. He has it. Now there are 2 away. And that'll bring up Cal Swartz. Swartz batting with 2 outs and 2 runners on. Cal was hit by a pitch his first time up, was left at second base afterwards. See if Cal can get a hold of one here. Dipple checks on the runner at second, brings it home. All right, down central. Tying run on at second, go ahead run on at first. Swartz up to the plate with 2 outs. Here's the next by Dipple. Swing and a miss, and Swartz is in an 0-2 hole. Swartz will be our post-game senior interview. Here's the next, swinging a foul ball. Swartz stays alive. Henson brothers back to their respective bases. Braden at second, Carter at first. Time called at home plate again. Oh, 2 pitch from Dipple on the way. That's in the dirt. Another nice stop there by Cantu. Cardinals, after a rainout on Tuesday, split the 2 games they did get to play with Milwaukee. Day off today because they have traveled out to San Diego for the start of a 3-game series against the Padres tomorrow. High and tight on that pitch to Swartz. 2-2. Deuces are wild. 2 runners on, 2 outs, 2-2 count. Dipple. Here's the pitch, and that was a called strike 3 on the outside corner. That's the first strikeout of the afternoon for Dipple, and that'll end the inning for the Kahawks. They'll strand a couple of runners, and we will head now to the top of the 4th inning, and O'Fallon still has themselves a 1-run lead. It's 4-3, and we're back with the next Panther at bat when we return from a timeout here on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today at 618-344-2800 in Collinsville or 314-241-5253 or online at lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience, choose Lakeside.
Once again, we welcome you back here to Woodland Park. Beautiful park that it is here in Collinsville. Fletcher Field is where we are. Baseball field. There's also a softball field about a block and a half up the road to the left here. Playgrounds, a little pond or a little lake, if you will. Got some swans out there. Little kids playing on the playground. Got pavilions for your little barbecue cookouts. All kinds of stuff. Jackson Parker, the number 9 man, will get a chance to bat. He only batted so far in the 2nd inning when he walked and was stranded at first base. And Logan Odell goes back to work for his 2nd inning worth of work after Pomerantz pitched 2 1/3, gave up 4 hits, 4 runs, walked 4, struck out 2. Odell outside and high. 2-0 quickly now to Jackson Parker, then back to the top of the order and Anthony Perez. Odell shakes off Tillman once and now twice. Now he has the one that he wants. And the righty are ready to go with the 2-0. Here it is. Strike on the outside corner. 2-1 pitch. from Odell to Parker on the way, and that one's high and tight, 3-1. Odell ready with the 3-1 pitch, and here it is. That's high and outside. He walked him. Fifth walk to O'Fallon batters here in this contest. Back to the top of the order, Anthony Perez. Perez has walked and scored and grounded out to Will Swift at second base. He can get another one of those grounders. We can get a double play. First, Perez has to take care of some shoe tying business. Braden Henson playing in on the grass at third base, expecting a bunt. O'Fallon leads by 1, 4-3, top of the fourth. Odell from the stretch. Checks on his runner and brings it home inside. Odell struck out 2 when he came in relief of Pomerantz, and now Odell's having a hard time trying to find the strike zone. Logan throws over to first. Nice pickup over there by Braden Henson's playing first base now. I'll have to get all that from you again there, buddy. Here's the next pitch. That one's outside. What do you got? Gotcha. Pomerantz is at third base, so he's not the designated hitter. So Rain Holting maybe become the designated hitter. That was a little bit of a throwback behind the batter. That one was almost in between first and second. Thankfully, Braden Henson came off the bag and picked that one up. 3-0 the count, though, to Anthony Perez. Odell having a hard time finding the strike zone, and now he has walked back-to-back batters. Runners on first and second, no one out.
Now batting center, number 6, Carson Bauer.
Mason Ponder looks like he's going to get ready to go warm up in the bullpen. Here is Carson Bauer, who has walked and scored, and flew out to Carson Perrell. Aiden Whitaker going down to warm up Ponder. Bunt down the third base line, and that one is going to stay fair. How about that? Never did cross the line. A bunt base hit has loaded the bases here with no one out. Fifth base hit of the afternoon for O'Fallon, and Matt Pomerantz comes out of the dugout. Ponder just started warming up, so I'm going to imagine this is not going to be a pitching change as of yet. Everybody on the infield in for this meeting at the mound. So, Jackson Parker on at third. Perez on at second. Bauer on at first. 2 walks and a bunt base hit have loaded the bases here for Braden Robertson. Robertson has a 2 RBI triple and a base hit, plus he scored a run. Not the guy that Collinsville wants up there with the bases loaded and nobody out. Kahok's infielders playing in for the play at the plate. Here's the pitch by Odell. That one's in there for a called strike. Been a while since Odell's thrown a strike. Odell would love a strikeout here, actually, and then a double play could end the inning. Here's the next, and that one was way inside. That knocked Robertson off the plate. Get the old 1-2-3 double play. 1-1 pitch from Odell. On the way. Swinging a high fly ball, but that one's heading towards the forest. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Robertson. Odell has a new baseball. He's ready to go back to work, man. I tell you what, Perez over at second base, he's halfway in between second and third already. Strike called on the outside corner. Strikeout number 99 in the career of Logan Odell. That was a big strikeout. 1 out, bases loaded. Here is Cole Becker. Becker has struck out and doubled, scored a run in that 2-run third inning. Double play would get Collinsville out of this inning with no damage done. Here's the pitch in the dirt. Nice stop there by Tillman. Infielders have backed off into double play depth now instead of trying to cut off a run at the plate. Odell from the stretch checks on his runner at third. The 1-0 pitch on the way. A little high and outside, ball 2. Odell brings home the 2-0, and that one's outside. 3-0. No room to put him, man. You do not want to walk in a run. Bonder is not warming up in the bullpen anymore. O'Fallon, they have a pitcher warming up in the bullpen, Sam McCollum. Odell, deep breath. 3-0 pitch on the way. He walked him. That'll score Parker. And O'Fallon now up 5-3. Now batting number 21, Liam Decker. Base is still loaded. Here's Liam Decker. He has reached on a fielder's choice and has an RBI single. Swing and a miss. Becker on at first. Bauer on at second. Perez over at third. Here's the 0-1. Strike on the outside corner. Still only 1 away. Odell ready with the 0-2. Here it comes. Strike 3 called. Strikeout number 100 in the career of Logan Odell. Away. So the bases are loaded with 2 outs, and that'll bring up Asher Cantu. Cantu, a strikeout victim of Pomerantz back in the first. He was hit by a pitch in the third and was stranded at first base. Nice to leave 3 base runners on. Odell, he pitches. Oh, it hit him. It's going to bring in another run. Mm-mm-mm. 6-3 now in favor of O'Fallon. Umpire We'll pick up the baseball back there. Luke Friedenberg, the old bat, he has walked, got caught stealing, and struck out. That was the first strikeout for Odell when he came into the game. Strikeout number 97 for him. Odell ready. Holding up was Friedenberg. Ball one. Bases are still loaded, 2 away though. And Odell ready with the 1-0 pitch. Here it is. Low, ball two. Odell and Pomerantz having a hard time finding the strike zone here today. Odell ready with another pitch. Here comes the 2-0. That one's in there for a called strike. That was a nice off-speed delivery that hit the outside corner, 2-1. Here comes the 2-1. Just a little bit too far outside on that one. 3-1. We've already had one run come home on a walk. We've had another one come home on a hit batter. Odell trying to get out of this with no further damage done. Strike on the outside corner just when Friedenberg thought he was going to get a free RBI there. Now the runners will be off and going here on the 3-2 pitch. 2 away. Bases full of Panthers. Strikeout number 101 would be huge here for Odell. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. He got him out of there. Collinsville gets out of the inning, but 2 more runs come across. 8 batters came to the plate in that inning. And O'Fallon will take a 6-3 lead as Collinsville comes to the plate in the home half of the 4th inning. And we'll be back to tell you all about it when we return from a timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Mike's Automotive in Collinsville is a T3 certified tire dealer and so much more. Sure, Mike's Automotive has tires. They can also help with making sure your entire vehicle is road ready, from belts and hoses to preventative maintenance like oil changes and tire rotation. Plus a lot more than that. Mike's Automotive has 3 locations to choose from. Mike's Automotive in St. Louis and Millstadt, and Mike's Automotive in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call Mike's Automotive at 618-345-0611. Mike's Automotive in Collinsville.
First National Bank of Waterloo, with over 100 years serving the Metro East. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo at their Maryville and Collinsville locations, and now in Marissa, St. Laborie, and New Athens for all of your banking, mortgage, and lending needs with super low closing costs and low construction loan rates. When you need a loan, call the Collinsville team at First National Bank of Waterloo at 618-345-1121 or visit their Maryville or Collinsville locations or online at fnbwaterloo.bank. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Logan Odell will lead things off here in the home half of the 4th inning for Collinsville. He'll do so against a new pitcher. Sam McCollum will come in, and his first pitch, Logan Odell fouls it out of play. McCollum on the year making his 5th appearance. 10 1/3 innings pitched so far on the year. He has a 1.35 earned run average. He has struck out 13 and walked 4 so far this year. The 0-1 to Odell, swinging a shot for the third off of his glove. And Odell is going to reach. That was a hot shot. I'm going to give him a base hit. Well, that was a very hot shot. Wasn't in and out of the glove, just kind of ticked off of that top of the webbing. Tyler Huntbrinker will come on and do the courtesy running for Odell, and that'll bring up Henry Sterneman. Sterneman has singled his first time up and then was forced off on a grounder back to the pitcher. Or no, he was picked off. That was when Ben Tillman lined out to Dipple, and that caught Sterneman off base. Now, Coach Causey talking to the home plate umpire. Not sure what about. Trying to catch Collinsville with some kind of a misguided substitution here or what? Because Odell was due to lead off. Swartz struck out in his last at bat in the third inning, so Odell would lead off. He was the DH. Now he's the pitcher, so I don't know what the problem would be. Well, this is an intense conversation going on between Causey and now the umpires. Now they want to call Causey back out there. Josh Scrum has snuck all the way down the first base out of the batter's box, and he's listening in. Now the home plate umpire wants to talk things over with Matt Pomerantz. Well, whatever it was, Pomerantz was smiling about it, so that was a long conversation with nothing to come of it. Lady Kahok softball team won today, by the way, at East St. Louis, 16-1. So Collinsville trails by 3 here. And McCollum will throw one high. Huntbrinker running for Odell has his lead over at first base and a snap throw by McCollum, and he's back in there safely. Sterneman trying to get on base for the second time today. And McCollum pitches high again. Ball 2. McCollum brings home another high one. This one Sterneman had to duck out of the way from. And it's 3-0 now to Sterneman. Here's the 3-0 pitch, and that one's high and inside. First 2 have reached. Dipple, while he was in there, had 1 strikeout and 3 walks. Excuse me, he had 1 walk. Nope, make that 2. 3 wild pitches. And we'll check on the runner over at second. Back to the top of the order, and Ben Stillman. Stillman has walked and scored. Plus, he lined out back to Dipple that caught Sterneman off of first base for a double play. That one's in there for a strike. So the winning run, or excuse me, the tying run is at the plate. We're not even close to getting the winning run. It's wishful thinking on my part. McCollum looks in for a long time. Has his sign from the stretch, checks on his runner and brings it home. Bunt. That's a nice one. Into the grass. Everybody's going to be safe, including the batter of Collinsville has the bases loaded. So Fallon had a bunt base hit in their last half inning. Collinsville does too, and the bases are loaded for Carson Perrell. Perrell is 0 for 2 so far this afternoon with a pop up and a ground out. Be nice to break that 0 for 2 skid here. Here's the pitch by McCollum. Stays high, ball one. Odell walked in a couple of runs. Walked in one and hit a batter, and another one came in. Here's the 1-0. Strike on the outside corner. Carson Perrell looking for something to drive here. Tell you what, man, Anthony Present center field, he plays a shallow center field. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Perrell went outside reaching for it. Shakes his head. He knew should have let that one go. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to the Kahok center fielder. McCollum back to his windup now. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a pop fly on the infield. Infield fly rule going to be called, so it's an automatic out. And that is out number 1. So it's going to be up to Will Swip here. Swip has an RBI double. He's scored a run, and he's also walked here in this game. Go up there and do a little landscape. You can't even see home plate. It's covered in dirt. McCollum. He's ready, and here comes the pitch. Swip takes one low and outside. Ball 1. McCollum ready with the next. 2 Swip. Here it comes. Strike called. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. McCollum into his windup. Here's the next. Swip pops it up. This one's going to be out in shallow right field, and Robertson's underneath and has it. Runner's going to tag. Here's the throw, and he is out of home plate. Another double play by O'Fallon. What a bullet thrown out there by Braden Robertson. And that'll end the inning for the Kahawks. We'll go to the top of the 4th inning, and the Kahawks still trail by a 6-3 score. We're back to tell you all about the next O'Fallon at bat when we come back from a timeout here on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Keep your ride shiny and clean with Extreme Details Vehicle Detailing in Collinsville. Owner Jay Merkel and his crew at Extreme Details believe in the value of community and in helping their community hold the value of their vehicles with a sharp-looking, clean ride that you and your community can be proud of. Extreme Details can handle any job, whether you drive a small car, an SUV, or even a bus or RV. No job is too big or too small at Extreme Details. Extreme Details offers scratch and oxidation removal, no matter what you drive: cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, and more. Plus, Extreme Details can handle fleet vehicles for you and your company. Call Jay and the gang at Extreme Details at 618-977-1224. Check for periodic specials on the Extreme Details Facebook page. Put the shine in your ride with Extreme Details, 618-977-1224.
Well, Collinsville had the bases loaded and nobody out and could not score. Double play to end it. Long, well, it wasn't too long. It was about a midway fly ball out to Robertson in right field, and boy, he threw a bullet home and got Hunterbrinker, who was tagging from third. Hunterbrinker stays in the game now. He'll go out to center field and take over center field duties out there for Carson Parrell. We're in the top of the fifth inning. And in the top of the fifth inning, leading things off here will be Jake Weinhoft. He came in a little bit earlier, took over for Laven Tull, and struck out. Weinhold swings and fouls one out of play. Well, even things out at 1-1. Odell back out there. He's ready with the 1-1 pitch, and that one's in the dirt, 2-1. Dell ready to go with the next delivery, and here comes the 2-1 to Weinhold. That one's inside. Weinheft, excuse me. Weinheft. He has the count in his favor. Here's the 3-1 pitch by Odell. In there for a called strike. Full count. Jackson Parker waits on deck. Back to the top of the order, Anthony Perez will have a chance to bat in this inning as well. 3-2 pitch by Odell on the way. Ooh, that one got away from him. Slipped off the tip of his fingers. He comes out shaking his hand. He wants a new baseball as well. And another leadoff walk. We've had a number of leadoff walks here in this game. Third walk issued by Odell. There's Jackson Parker. Parker has walked twice here in this game, and he scored on one of those times. That was in the 2-run fourth. And he squares around to bunt, takes it back, throw down to first base, and he is safe. Oh, that was really close. Weinheft just got back in there. No stolen bases on the year for him. Odell back to work. And a throw over. Weinhoff back in there safely. And the next pitch outside. Nice stop there by Tillman. Had to reach across his body wearing that glove on his left hand. 2-0 the count. And the next pitch by Odell. Down low, 3-0. Leadoff walk in the first by Pomerantz came around to score. Leadoff walk in the second did not come around to score. Did not have a leadoff walk in the third, but we've got one here in the fourth. And the 3-0 in there for a called strike. Another throw over to first base, and Weinhoff is back in there safely. Three-one pitch by Odell is on the way, and that one is a ball outside, gets away, but it doesn't matter anyway because Weinhoff is going to move down to second. Back-to-back walks by Odell. has put runners on first and second. Walks have really hurt Collinsville here today. Another timeout. Pitching coach wants to visit Odell. Softball team won today 16-1 at East St. Louis. Baseball team on the losing side of a 6-3 score here against O'Fallon. Soccer in action. JV game probably just wrapping up. Or getting close to it anyway. Volleyball team's in action today as well. They're at Fletcher Gymnasium with a Southwestern Conference battle against Belleville West. Anthony Perez steps to the plate. Perez has received 2 walks today, and he's scored both times. In between those 2 walks, he's grounded out to Will Swip. Braden Henson, big time in on the corner at first base. And he squares around to bunt, takes it back. Ball 1. Lots of room on the right side with Henson playing in. Swip is playing closer to first base. Pomeranz playing even with the bag at third. And the 1-0 by Odell. A bunt right back to Odell. Spins and throws it away. Tried to get the runner at third base. But Weinhoff is going to score on the second error committed today by the Kahawks. So Perez reaches on the fielder's choice. He made it all the way down to second on the throw. Jackson Parker all the way over at third. And here is Carson Bauer. Bauer has walked and scored in this game. Also has a bunt single. In between those two things, he had a fly out to Carson Farrell, who was in center field at the time. Hunterbrinker out there now. Nobody out. Runners at second and third. Pitch inside and low. Ball 1. No action in the Collinsville bullpen. 7-3. And that pitch is in there for a strike. Yeah, shot down the first baseline is fair. And 2 runners are going to score. And Collinsville now trails 9-3. That's going to do it for Will Swip. Logan Odell. Mason Ponder will come in and take over the pitching duties for Collinsville, and we will give you the numbers on Mason when we return from a pitching change timeout here on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Lottie's Cafe offers food, cocktails, and gaming in a great atmosphere highlighted by fast and friendly service. Lottie's Cafe also offers a unique menu that features soups and salads, sandwiches and paninis, pizza and flatbreads, appetizers and desserts, as well as breakfast. That's right, We said breakfast. Unique breakfast items such as a breakfast stromboli, a breakfast BLT, and breakfast burritos. Lottie's also offers creative cocktails, a wine bar, the coldest beer around, and a video gaming area for those 21 and older. And don't forget the Lottie's Cafe gift certificates. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Check them out online at lottiescafe.com, on Facebook, or in person in the strip next to the Walmart Neighborhood Market. Or call Lottie's Cafe at 618-223-8256. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem.
Once again, we welcome you back here to Fletcher Field. You watch Mason Ponder warm up. Mason on the year, making his 9th appearance. He had one start already this year. He's 2-1. 19 innings pitched, 3.32 earned run average, 20 hits he's given up. Also, he struck out 14 while walking 15 on the year. And the last thing we need here is walks. And you have to excuse me for a minute. I'm going to have to step aside for a moment. I'll be back here in just a minute on the Kahok Sports Network. Number 17, Braden Robertson. Apparently, I've just missed a bunch of foul balls and a stolen base. Still nobody out. 3 runs already home here in the 5th. Strike. Couldn't hold up. good to Robertson. One away. Well, despite all the walks today, that's the 8th O'Fallon Panther that Collinsville has gotten out via the strikeout. Here is Cole Becker. Pitch by Ponder. In there for a strike. Becker has struck out, doubled, scored, and received a bases loaded walk that gave him a free RBI. The 0-1, swing and a miss. Nine to 3, top of the 5th inning. Collinsville had a chance in the last half inning. Balk, they called on Ponder. So a runner third and one away. 0-2 the count to Cole Becker. And the pitch by Ponder. Foul ball. We are 5 minutes away from the 2-hour mark of this game, and we are still in the 5th. The 0-2. High. Ball one. Next delivery, swinging another foul ball. That one is in the air, but a little blooper past first base. No one could get there. Fresh set of baseballs delivered to the umpire. One and two, the count to Cole Becker. Everybody's in on the infield. Swinging a shot past the drawn in infield. If Will Swift was playing in his normal spot, he probably would have got that, but that's the dangers of playing the infield in. Becker gets an RBI base hit. That makes it 10 to 3 in favor of O'Fallon. And here's Liam Decker. Decker has reached on a fielder's choice, had an RBI single in the third, and struck out in the fourth. One away. Runner on first. Throw over. Back in there safely is Becker. Eric Nagel for Collinsville warming up in their bullpen. Swinging a bouncing ball back over to Ponder. Knocked it down and then dropped out of his glove. The only play he had was to first. So Becker makes it down to second. Decker is out 1-3 for out number 2. And that'll bring up Asher Cantu, the catcher. Cantu has been hit by a pitch twice in this game. Once by Pomerantz and once by Odell. When Odell hit him, the bases were loaded, so a free RBI for Cantu there. And his only other at bat was a strikeout, and that ended the first inning. 2 runs in the first, 2 runs in the third, 2 runs in the fourth. So far, 4 home here in the 5th inning for O'Fallon. Cantu swings and misses. Ponder twirls and throws over to second. Back in there safely is Becker. Been a long wait for Sam McCollum if they do indeed bring him out to pitch the bottom of the fifth. Ponder ready with an 0-1. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Ponder ready with another. Looking for his second strikeout since he got brought in. There it is. Cantu goes down swinging, but 8 guys come to the plate for O'Fallon in the 5th inning, and they score 4 runs and have a 10-3 lead as Collinsville comes to the plate in the home half of the 5th, and we'll tell you all about that when we return from a timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network.
It's probably the largest purchase you'll ever make. We have 5 agents on our team.
We cover about an hour radius around St. Louis.
We grew up here. We know every town like the back of our hands.
Our job as realtors is helping someone find their dream home, whether it's a family or an individual. We just want to do everything that we can to keep the process as simple and as stress-free as possible for you.
The Blaylock Group, the official realtors of the Kahok Sports Network and Kahok Athletics. Todd Duke here, proud member of the Collinsville Educational Assistance Association. Whether you call us teachers' aides, paraprofessionals, or educational assistants, it all comes down to one thing: taking care of students. More importantly, your student. Yes, we are there for the teachers, and we help them in any way possible. But our goals are in line with our teachers in that we want to see our students succeed at not only being a student, but well beyond that as we ready them for the world outside of the classroom. We are Union Strong. We are Kahok Strong. We strive to help students reach their potential. We are the Collinsville Educational Assistance Association. Go Kahawks!
Sam McCollum does indeed go back out onto the hill for another inning of work. He had a long wait. At the top of the 5th took a while. First batter for McCollum is Braden Henson. And Henson looks at one high. Braden has singled and scored, reached on an error, and was stranded at second base back in the 3rd. Here's the pitch. High pop fly. This one's going to stay on the infield. McCollum calling for it and has it near the 3rd baseline. One away. And here is younger brother Carter Henson. Carter has grounded out and singled in this game. A lefty looking to get on. Collinsville needs a bunch of base runners to have a chance. Kahawks trail by 7 here. Shadows are getting long. That one's fouled out of play. Sunset about 8 o'clock nowadays, so an hour and a half away from that. I hope we're still not here then. One pitch on the way, and that one's a little high and tight. Roman Pomerantz waits on deck. Carter Henson bats. Nobody on. And one away. Now 3-1 to the younger Henson. Swinging another foul ball out of play. While you're over there getting that first one, why don't you go ahead and get that second one? That's exactly what he just did. That was Aiden Taylor down there collecting some foul balls. Another 3-1 pitch from McCollum on the way to Henson. Swinging a shot to the shortstop. Bauer is up with it and throws him out. So it's up to Matt Pomerantz now to keep the inning alive. Pomerantz has a double here today. He did that back in the 1st. All the runners already came home by the time Pomerantz cranked that double. Other than that, a fly out to the center fielder Anthony Perez for Roman back in the third. So he's up there with the bases empty and 2 away, and the first pitch is outside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Strike called. Umpire will call a strike, and then about 5 seconds later, he'll do that point down the first base thing. That one's outside, 2-1. Clouds have dissipated, man. There's barely a cloud in the sky now. And the pitch on the outside corner for a called strike, 2-2 now to Roman Pomerantz. And a pop up on the infield once again. This one's going to be at shortstop, and it's hauled in there by Bauer, and that'll end the inning. And Collinsville went down 1-2-3 in their half of the fifth inning. So that'll take us to the top of the sixth, 10-3 in favor of O'Fallon. And we are back in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Your home is where you feel happy, safe, and secure. So if you see signs of foundation problems like cracks or uneven floors, worrying is natural, and getting it fixed is crucial. Woods Basement Systems understands. We've been solving foundation worries since 1986. Woods experts have the training and equipment to make permanent repairs. So stop worrying, because with Woods, it's fixed forever. Foundation problems don't get better with time, they get better with Woods, the all things basement-y experts. Call or go to woodsbasementsystems.com today.
Collinsville High School alumni Stacy Lauenstein, CHS class of 91, Lisa Bassetto, Sarah Sulke, and Tracy Limp, CHS class of 94, Tony Geisen, CHS class of 96, and Kevin Robinson, CHS class of 99, want to wish all of our Kahawks a great year. We look forward to cheering you on and supporting you. Work hard on the court and the field, as well as in the classroom. Remember, once a Kahawk, always a Kahawk. Hashtag Kahawk Family.
Top of the sixth as rolled around. Luca Friedenberg was the only Panther that did not get to come to the plate in the fifth inning, so he'll lead things off here in the sixth. It'll be the 7, 8, and 9 men, Friedenberger, Weinhoft, and Jackson Parker against Mason Ponder. And Ponder's first pitch is high and inside, ball 1. Friedenberg has struck out twice and walked once. Been a lot of walks and a lot of strikeouts in this game. That one's down the middle, 1-1. Ponder's 1-1 pitch. Swinging a pop fly. That's in foul territory. Henson is over into foul land and takes it for the first out. One away. Jake Weinhoff will come to the plate since he's been inserted into the game. He has struck out and walked as well. When he walked, he scored a run. Ponder. The righty brings it home, swinging a chance for the shortstop Sterneman. He's up with it, and the throw is in time for out number 2. Quickly, 2 away here. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Jackson Parker. Parker has walked all 3 times to the plate here this afternoon, and 2 of those times he scored. And the pitch. A little high and inside, ball 1. Collinsville pitchers have walked 9 and have struck out 8. That one's inside. So we've had a lot of both. 5 of those strikeouts were by Logan Odell, which also included his 100th career strikeout as a K-Hawk. Due to graduate here next weekend. And then off to Umsel. Inside again. Seems like no one wants to pitch to Parker here today. 3-0. I mean, he comes in as a 241 hitter. It's not like he's super dangerous. Here's the 3-0. That one's in there for a strike. Honder. Ready with a 3-1, and here it is. Swinging a foul ball out of play. That's on to Olive Street. Takes one bounce into a front yard across Claremont. Three and two the count. And here's the pitch by Ponder. Swinging a foul ball back to the screen. We'll keep things at 3-2. Another fresh delivery of baseballs there from Collinsville. Those are probably the couple of ones that went back over behind the K-Hawk dugout down the third base side. Ponder. Swing and a base hit. That's going to be a one hopper right to Carter Henson. So Collinsville was trying to get a 1-2-3 inning like O'Fallon did to them in the bottom of the fifth, but nothing doing there. 8th base hit of the afternoon for O'Fallon. That'll put a runner at first base. Back to the top of the order, and Anthony Perez. Perez has been on base 3 out of the 4 times he's been to the plate. 2 walks, reached on a fielder's choice. All 3 times he's been out on the base paths, he has scored. But officially, he's just 0 for 1, swinging a foul ball back to the screen. So he'll dig back in from the left side. Runner at first base, 2 outs. Top of the 6th, 10-3 in favor of O'Fallon. Ponder. Ready with an 0-1. Runner goes, and it's high, and the throw is bounced off of the glove of Sterneman. So a stolen base for Parker. That is the 3rd stolen base on the afternoon for O'Fallon. And a runner in scoring position now for Anthony Perez. 1-1 the count to him. Ponder, he's ready. That one's low and outside, ball 2. Ponder. Ready with that 2-1 pitch, and here it comes. Inside. Ball 3, 3-1. Mason ready with another delivery, and he needs a strike here. 3-1 pitch, stays high. Another walk. 10th walk issued here this afternoon by K-Hawk pitching. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. And here is Carson Bauer. Collinsville got the first 2 out. One on a foul ball pop-up. The other on a ground out. And now Bauer, who has singled twice, scored twice, knocked in a couple of runs as well with that single. Spin and throw, and that ball gets away, but not far enough for Parker to advance. One of those base hits was a bunt base hit by Bauer. And the pitch in there for a called strike. Oh and 1. 2 outs. Runners on first and second. And the pitch. High. 1 and 1. One pitch from Ponder, swinging a chance for Sterneman. He'll scoop it up and step on second base for the third out. So nothing doing for O'Fallon in the top half of the sixth. Home half of the sixth coming up after we take a timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network.
The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KahawkSports.com and the Kahawk Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org. Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipSt.Louis.com or call Pack Mail at 346-4884.
Once again, we welcome you back here to Fletcher Field. We have a new pitcher as well as a new batter, as Ryan Newman will come in and take over for Cal Swartz on the mound as Liam Decker making his 6th appearance. He's pitched in 3 1/3 innings so far this year and has a 14.70 earned run average. He struck out 5 and walked 5. Ryan Newman to the plate. Newman on the year, batting .333. He's had 6 plate appearances, a couple of base hits. No power numbers as far as base hits go, and he does not have an RBI as of yet. And there's a little check swing. That one Mates drop in fair territory. It does. And that's going to be a single for Newman. Collinsville picks up their 8th hit on the afternoon. And now Mason Ponder will come in for Logan Odell's spot. Ponder will come in with a runner on at first. And looks at one out of the strike zone. Ponder batting .067 so far on the year. He's had 15 plate appearances and 1 base hit. There's a swing and a shot to center field, and that one is going to drop. Is that caught? It is caught over to first base, but the ball bounces and gets away. So back in there safely was Cal Swartz for a moment there. I didn't know if that ball was going to be caught or not. So Ponder becomes the first out on a sinking line drive that Perez just barely got to on a dive. And that chases Newman back to first. He would have been safe anyway, but the ball ended up bouncing out of the glove of Becker. Here is Henry Sterneman. Sterneman has singled and walked in this game. Where'd that sun go? Didn't I just say there wasn't a cloud in the sky a minute ago? Big old cloud just got in the way of the sun. And the temperature dropped about 8 degrees. 2-0 the count to Sterneman. And the pitch. And that one's off of the glove of Cantu. And that allows Newman to go to second base. So he's down there with one out. Sterneman, Collinsville needs a lot of base runners to have a chance. Kahok's trail by 7. We're in the bottom of the 6th, so Collinsville's down to their final 5 outs. And a walk will put more runners on, which Collinsville desperately needs. First walk issued by Decker. Back to the top of the order, and Ben Tillman here for Collinsville. Tillman has walked and scored, reached on an infield bunt, and lined out to the pitcher. That was part of a double play. High fly ball. That is going to send Perez back all the way to the warning track, and he's going to catch it on the track. Well, I tell you what, Tillman gave that one a ride. Yeah, he skied it. He would have got underneath it just, or more on top of it, just a little bit more. That ball would have been out of here. That would have been bouncing down California Road. So 2 away. And here is Hunterbrinker. Came in and took over center field not too long ago for Peril, and now batting in Peril's spot. Hunterbrinker batting 111 on the year. A couple of runs batted in. Has a chance to get one home here with a well-placed base hit. First one is low, ball 1. Need that sun to come back out. 1-0 pitch, swinging a foul ball back to the screen. Not very many clouds in the sky, but the one that is just covered up the sun. I don't know what's going to happen first. The cloud going to move, or is the sun going to duck underneath it? Here's the 1-1 pitch. Inside and low, ball 2. Decker delivers. Low, ball 3. Runners on first and second, 2 away. Collinsville trailing by 7. Hunterbrinker awaits the 3-1 swing, and a foul ball will keep him alive. Will Swip waits on deck. Full count to Tyler Hunterbrinker, and Decker steps off. Time called by Hunterbrinker at home plate. Now ready to go back to work. Decker is ready with another 3-2 delivery. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Hunterbrinker's down on strikes, and that's going to do it here in the bottom of the 6th for Collinsville. We will head now to the top of the 7th inning, and O'Fallon in control here right now by a score of 10-3. Back in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
Once again, we welcome you back here to Fletcher Field. Mason Ponder back out onto the hill for another inning of work. And it'll be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters here for O'Fallon, and that would mean Braden Robertson will lead thing off. Robertson had a 2 RBI triple in his first at bat in the first inning, singled and scored in the third. His last 2 at bats have resulted in strikeouts, 1 looking, 1 swinging. Still waiting for that cloud to move or something. When I went down to use the facilities a little while ago, I should have grabbed my coat out of my car. Yes, I brought my coat with me. After freezing my butt off last night at Washers, I'm just telling you that it was just, I still haven't warmed up from that. That one was a foul ball out of play. Lands right behind the first base dugout, occupied today by the O'Fallon Panthers. Both teams back in action on Saturday. Collinsville here Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock against Alton Marquette. O'Fallon, they will stay on the road and visit Triad Saturday morning for an 11 a.m. start. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Robertson. And that one misses, 2-2. Ponder, he's ready with a 2-2 pitch. A little bit of filtered sunshine, trying to squeak through that cloud now. Swinging a shot right back to Ponder. He scoops it up and throws for out number 1.
How batting number 22, Cole Becker.
Here is Cole Becker. Becker has doubled, singled, walked, and struck out. Has 2 RBIs, 1 on a bases loaded walk, the other on a single in the 5th. Ponder brings it, swinging a foul ball out of play. That one's heading back on Olive Street as well. Bounces off the street and bounces another time and into the yard right off the sidewalk. A little bit more sun now coming through. The 0-1 pitch from Ponder on the way. Strike on the outside corner to Cole Becker. Liam Decker, who started the day at third base, now pitching. He waits on deck. Pitch by Ponder. Swinging a foul ball over the press box. That one is, oh boy, barely missed that truck. Still 0-2. And the pitch. Strike 3 called. Becker goes down for the second time looking today. Out number 2. Second strikeout for Ponder. And here is Liam Decker. Decker has reached on a fielder's choice, had an RBI single in the 3rd, struck out in the 4th, and grounded out to the pitcher in the 5th. Ponder pitches. That was low and went underneath the glove of Tillman there. Collinsville trailing by 7. When they come up to the plate in the bottom of the 7th, it'll be the 3, 4, and 5 men, Swip, Henson, and Henson. Sounds like a law firm. Pitch by Ponder. Strike called. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Liam Decker. Ponder. Ready with the 1-1. A little bit too low. 2-1. And the 2-1 pitch on the way. Swinging a foul ball. Back on Olive once again. And another vehicle driving by just in time. 2-2. We've had a lot of foul balls. We've had a lot of walks. We've had a lot of strikeouts. We've had a lot of runs. Unfortunately, 10 of those runs belong to O'Fallon and only 3 to Collinsville. Here's the 2-2. Swinging a bouncing ball in front of home plate. And Tillman throws, but on the wrong side of the baseline. And that caused Braden Henson to have to reach behind the runner, and he couldn't quite get there. And I don't know if he would have got him anyway. So we'll call it a base hit. 9th base hit on the afternoon for O'Fallon. And a new batter will be Toby Letty. Letty. Lehde. Batting .333 on the year. He's only had 3 plate appearances and 1 hit, and it was a double. It's not bad. Runner on first, 2 outs. Pitch and a swing and a high fly ball. Henson started in. Now he's going to go back, and he makes the catch on the run to end the inning. Nothing like a little excitement there on a fly ball. And O'Fallon comes up empty in the 7th. All right, well, Collinsville trailing by 7. They need a lot of base runners to have a chance as they come to the plate in the bottom half of the 7th inning. And we are going to tell you all about it when we return from a timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network.
The Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network from day one. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go towards helping the needy in Collinsville. If you would like any information on any event sponsored by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, and then click on the event tab. We thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club for their continued support of the Kahok Sports Network and KahokSports.com.
Liam Decker goes back out onto the hill looking to close this thing out for his O'Fallon Panthers. O'Fallon with a 10-7 lead, or excuse me, a 10-3 lead here in the 7th. I knew I looked up and saw a 7 on the board. 7th inning. That's where we are. And it'll be the 3, 4, and 5 men here for Collinsville. Will Swip, Braden Henson, and Carter Henson. Swip doubled in a run in that 3-run first inning. That's when Collinsville took the lead at 3-2. O'Fallon scored 2 runs in the 3rd and took a 4-3 lead and have never looked back up to this point. Other than that RBI double, Swip has walked and flew out to the right fielder, Braden Robertson. The history between these two teams, well, you know, it's one of those things. IHSA records for O'Fallon starts in 1901. They start for Collinsville in 1925, but I'm sure that Collinsville had a team playing baseball before 1925. The yearbooks only go back to 1927 at the Collinsville High School Library, and the first recorded score between the two teams was in that 1927 yearbook. Collinsville won 17-2. They beat O'Fallon the next year in 1928, 18-8. Baseball, though, was often left out of Collinsville yearbooks because baseball, of course, is a spring sport, and the yearbooks are printed in the spring, sometimes well before the end of the school year. And after 1928, Collinsville baseball wasn't in the yearbook again until the 1941 state championship team, and that was actually printed in the 1942 yearbook, the class of 1942. From 1929 to 1977, there was no mention of baseball in the yearbooks, or Collinsville and O'Fallon did not play each other. There's a swing and a base hit by Will Swift. That's how you want to get things started when you're trailing by 7 runs. Long way to go, but we'll take a base hit, the ninth base hit on the afternoon for Collinsville. And that will bring up Braden Henson. Henson has singled. He's reached on an error and he's popped up. Got to get the bat. So we jumped ahead to 1978 in those yearbooks. That was when the folks in charge did a little bit better of a job in keeping track. That pitch is high. 1978, Collinsville lost the regular season finale to O'Fallon 2-1, but turned around and beat the Panthers 2-1 in the regional semifinal. That is the first mention of a playoff between these two teams. Collinsville beat Centralia for the regional championship that year before they lost 7-5 to Belleville East in the sectional semifinal. 2-0 to Henson, and that one's a called strike. First record of a playoff loss to O'Fallon came in the 2004 regional semifinal at Triad. Collinsville lost 4-3. That one's high and tight, 3-1. Three and one the count to Henson. Here's the pitch. That one's a walk. So the first two have reached. So you're saying there's a chance. First walk, the second walk issued by Decker. That'll bring up Carter Henson, the freshman. Carter was grounded out twice, and singled in between those two groundouts. So runners on first and second, nobody out. Last time these two teams met in the playoffs was in 2017 at Blazer Field, regional semifinals. O'Fallon won that one 11-2. Decker is ready with a 1-0. Here it is. Stays a little high, 2-0. Last time Collinsville beat O'Fallon in the playoffs was in 1980. Regionals at Triad. Beat Triad 3-2 in the regional semifinal. Beat O'Fallon 3-2 in the regional championship game. Then beat Granite City North 8-4 in the sectional semifinal before losing to Centralia in the sectional championship game 5-3. Overall, of all the things I could find, O'Fallon has a 49-17 record in the regular season against Collinsville and a 5-2 playoff record. Swinging another base hit. That one's over the third baseman's head. Will Swift is going to come around and score. Little bobble out in the outfield, but Henson is going to stay at second. Carter Henson gets an RBI single out of the deal. And Collinsville, for the first time since the first inning, have scored a run. Still nobody out. Roman Pomerantz with a chance to make things interesting. So overall, O'Fallon has a 54-19 record against Collinsville. Again, those are just in games that I can find records of. A little half swing, and they're going to appeal, and they're going to say yes. Carter Henson's third RBI in his young varsity career. Tenth base hit of the afternoon. for Collinsville. And the next pitch to Pomerantz is low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. Runners on first and second. Aiden Dunlap warming up for O'Fallon. The 1-1 pitch on the way to Pomerantz. He swings and fouls it back to the netting. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Decker ready with a 1-2. Here it comes in the dirt. That gets away. Both runners are going to move up. That's a pass ball. Third pass ball by O'Fallon here today. Kyle Swartz, who was pinch hit for in the 6th inning by Ryan Newman, is back in the on-deck circle for Collinsville. 2-2 pitch. Ready for Pomerantz, and that one is low. 3-2. Collinsville down by 6. So still need some more base runners to have a decent opportunity here. Pomerantz has an RBI opportunity. As a matter of fact, he has a 2 RBI opportunity. 3-2 pitch, swing. Little cue shot down the first base side. Bobbled for a moment there by Becker, but he picks it up and steps on the bag. 3 unassisted, but Henson comes home to score from third. That would be Braden. Carter goes down to third. And it's now 10-5 in favor of O'Fallon. And now Swartz will be pulled back. Swartz was in the on-deck circle, but he got pulled back at the last moment there. Now we're going to have Aiden Bailey come to the plate. Number 13, Aiden Bailey. Aiden Bailey looking for his first hit for Collinsville. And the pitch. Strike on the outside corner. Bailey, a junior. Waits the 0-1 from Decker. 1 away. Ball low, 1-1. Couple of runs already home here in the bottom of the 7th for Collinsville, but they still trail by 5. Down to their final 2 outs. Swinging a little bouncing ball, almost like a bunt. And the throw down to first base is going to be in time. And that'll be out number 2. Carter Henson stayed at third. So it's up to it's up to Mason Ponder. Mason Ponder. Swings and up on a base hit by Ponder. That'll chase Henson in from third. Kahok's not done yet. Still a ways to go here, though. Henry. Whoop, put it on the wrong side. And I'll bring up Henry Sterneman. Sterneman has walked twice, has a single. And then he gets hit by a pitch. So Ponder down to second. Sterneman on over at first. And Ben Tillman will come up to the plate. That puts the tying run in the on deck circle. So it's up to Tillman to keep this thing alive. Yep, now we're going to call time by O'Fallon. Going to see if Aiden Dunlap is warmed up and ready to come in and pitch. We'll see if they want to make that call or not. Looks like it's just going to be a little bit of a talking to there to Decker. That was a very fast conversation. Yeah. He walked out there and said, "Get this guy out, will you? It's been a long day." Aiden Spodich moves into the on deck circle for Collinsville. But it's up to Tillman to keep this thing alive. As Collinsville is down to their last out, and that's a strike. Sun getting kind of low, probably in the eyes right now of Decker. Decker looks in for a while to his catcher, Cantu. And now Tillman wants to call time. And a pitch, swinging a high fly ball. This one's got a chance. This one is going to be off the run. A 3-run home run by Ben Tillman. And all of a sudden, this game has gotten very, very interesting. It is a 1-run game. Man, oh man. Well, of the game for Collinsville is a 3-run home run. And we are going to have a pitching change as they do indeed bring in Aiden Dunlap, the junior pitcher for O'Fallon. We'll come back and give you his numbers after we take a timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network.
The Collinsville Daily News, the new online source for everything newsworthy in and around Collinsville. This news source is designed to be the heartbeat of the Collinsville community and is owned and operated by members that live in this area. The Collinsville Daily News generates their revenue with local support from the community in which they serve and from advertising. They do not charge to read their content, so you'll never run into one of those annoying paywalls. Not only that, but the Collinsville Daily News offers free classified advertising. You have items you want to buy, sell, or trade? It's free to post. Wedding or engagements announcements, as well as obituaries, all free at collinsvilledailynews.com. Plus, they have the content that matters most. Collinsville news you need to know, coverage of Kahok sports, and a keen eye on city news. The Collinsville Daily News also has an event tab that allows you to find out what is going on in and around the region for you and your family, the heartbeat of the community. Helping readers make sense of an increasingly chaotic world. Check them out at collinsvilledailynews.com, on social media sites Facebook and Instagram. The heartbeat of this community is the Collinsville Daily News.
Hey, welcome you back here to Fletcher Field. Aiden Dunlap is the new pitcher, making his 8th appearance on the year. 15 1/3 innings is what he has under his belt. A 3.20 earned run average. He has struck out 10 and walked 4. And now it's up to Hayden Spodich to keep things going here. Spodich, batting .222 on the year, has 1 RBI and 2 base hits out of one of those base hits gave him an RBI. And the righty pitches, swinging a foul ball. This one's going to get back over by the Kahok dugout, and it's going to land in the dugout. So Spodich stays alive. He is the 9th man to bat here in this inning. Collinsville trails by 1 run now. 6 runs here in the 7th inning. Lefty Spudich awaits the pitch from the righty Dunlop. Here it is. Strike on the outside corner, so Collinsville down to their final strike. Good battle back here by Collinsville. Man, oh man. Here's the 0-2. That one's a little low. The junior Spudich, he's a tall one. 1-2. Dunlop ready. Here's the pitch. Inside and low, ball 2. Will Swip waits on deck if Spudich can find his way on. Dunlop pitches, swinging a pop fly on the infield. Spudich on the mound, calls for it, and he has it. That's ball game. Man, oh man. Collinsville gave it their best they could, and it just fell a run short. And that is going to do it for this game. Collinsville loses by a final score of 10-9. We move over to the post-game show brought to you today by Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, 410 Regency Center, just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville. Give them a call at 618-343-3602 or online at chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. Another senior interview coming your way in the postgame show. That would be with outfielder Cal Swartz, and we'll take care of that as soon as we come back from a timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network. The Chiropractic Works pregame show is next on the Kahok Sports Network.
I'd like to introduce you to some incredible new technology we have available here at Chiropractic Works. The machine is known as an Invisared lipolaser machine. The Invisared machine emits a red light and red laser that combine in unison to go through the skin layers into the adipose or fat tissue and cause the cells to go ahead and metabolize themselves. The Invisared technology is the only machine that's FDA approved for fat loss, stimulates collagen and elastin, improves the function of the lymphatic system, boosts metabolism, and increases metabolic response. Typical response after the very first treatment is 1/2 to 2 inches of loss in body measurement. So if you think that this technology could help you accomplish any weight loss or aesthetic goals, we would be glad to have you come in for a consultation, get a first treatment, and experience the amazing benefits that Invisared offers.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Visit Brad Keene at his Collinsville office at 106 North Clinton or call 618-467-8420. Diamonds for Kahawks is a facility improvement project to develop a baseball, softball, and football/soccer field for CHS students and our communities to utilize. The project includes 2 baseball fields, 2 softball fields, a soccer/football field, concession stand, bathrooms, and parking. The development of this facility will benefit the band, PE classes, baseball team, softball team, and soccer team with a centralized location, ease of access, and an eye-catching complex. Please contact A.D. Clay Smith to donate to this project or visit the Collinsville Area Community Foundation website to make your tax-deductible donation today. Projects in and around your home can be daunting and overwhelming. Take the stress out of those projects and let AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions do all the heavy lifting. Former Kahok Adam Welly can help knock those projects off your list. From framing drywall, painting, and stair work inside to deck work, hardscapes, and concrete and retaining wall construction outside your home, including power washing and brush removal. Whatever the task, AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions can help. Call Adam Welly for a free estimate at AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions, 314-252-8010. That's 314-252-8010. All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number one on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent service staff. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. And of course, All Pro Tees is your destination for everything Collinsville Kahawks. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville at 2240 South Morrison Avenue. Online at allprotees.com. Right across the street from Kahawk Stadium. All Pro Tees, 618-344-2200.
We love to have you come work for the city of Collinsville. We have many positions available, from seasonal jobs to full-time opportunities in many of our departments. From police and fire to Gateway Center, Parks and Recreation, and City Hall. Our employees enjoy great benefits like comprehensive medical plans, paid time off, tuition reimbursement, and more. Visit the city's website, collinsvilleil.org, to apply and learn more about working for the city of Collinsville.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Jason Regg, your Benjamin F. Edwards financial advisor, understands this. That's why Jason Regg is a proud supporter of your Collinsville Kahawks and the Kahawk Sports Network, as well as the Kahawk Educator of the Month Award. For all of your investment needs, see financial advisor and investment vice president Jason Regg at the Benjamin F. Edwards office in Collinsville, located at 1008 Vandalia Street, or call Jason Regg at 618-223-5215 or visit benjaminfedwards.com. Benjamin F. Edwards, member SIPC.
I'd like to introduce you to some incredible new technology we have available here at Chiropractic Works. The machine is known as an InvisiRed lipolaser machine. The InvisiRed machine emits a red light and red laser that combine in unison to go through the skin layers into the adipose or fat tissue and cause the cells to go ahead and metabolize themselves. The InvisiRed technology is the only machine that's FDA approved for fat loss, stimulates collagen and elastin, improves the function of the lymphatic system, boosts metabolism, and increases metabolic response. Typical response after the very first treatment is 1/2 to 2 inches of loss in body measurement. So if you think that this technology could help you accomplish any weight loss or aesthetic goals, we would be glad to have you come in for a consultation, get a first treatment, and experience the amazing benefits that InvisiRed offers.
We welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works post-game show here on the Kahawk Sports Network. Collinsville drops a tough one here today. 10-9, 2-0 Fallon. Collinsville went into the seventh inning trailing 10-3. Put up a 6 spot, helped out by a 3-run home run by Ben Tillman, but just come up a run short as O'Fallon wins this one here today. 10-9. We continue our senior interviews, and we welcome in number 50, Cal Swartz, Kahawk baseball outfielder in his second year on the varsity squad. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm hanging in there, man. Been a long day. Been a long game. Get
Yes, sir.
through sometimes, don't you?
Yep.
All right, man. Let's find out a little bit more about you with the senior interview here. Tell us a little bit about your family, the parents, any brothers or sisters you may have, and any pets that you may have.
Yeah, so I've got a loving mom and dad. I've got 3 older sisters.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah, so they've all done great things. And then I have a house cat.
A house cat. What's the house cat's name?
His name is Chevy.
Chevy, like Chevy cars?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
You know what kind of cat it is?
Could not tell you.
Just a house. All right, just a house. All right. Tell me your baseball story, man. Who got you started in the world of baseball, and how old were you when that journey began?
It was originally my dad. I was probably 4 or 5 years old. I started in t-ball, so to be completely honest, I don't know the exact age. But yeah, he just signed me up for a rec league, and he was actually my coach for a couple of years. And from there, I just continued on into travel ball, and now into high school.
Yeah. You do any other sports besides baseball?
I did varsity cross country my freshman year.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a lot of running.
indeed, it is.
Yeah, yeah, I don't recommend it. Okay, man. I pulled up some of your stats. You 2 years on the varsity side. You know you got a 314 lifetime average with Collinsville.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
Um, yeah.
pretty good, man. Couple of doubles, 8 RBIs, 20 runs scored, 2 for 5 in the stolen base department. So you're not that fleet of foot, huh?
Uh, I actually would consider myself. I just not very reliable on the base paths, I guess is the way to put that.
All right. Let's move on to the favorite things category. These would be your favorite things. What is your favorite sweet snack?
I'm a big fan of the Nerds gummy clusters.
It's a lot. Favorite salty snack?
The Dots Southwest seasoning pretzels.
I love
So
those.
good.
They are so good. I can get addicted to those things. You ever tried the garlic parmesan ones?
I have. I wasn't a big fan of those
Yeah,
actually.
I like the originals best.
Yeah,
Okay, favorite meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
breakfast for sure.
What's for breakfast and who cooks it?
Um, I'm a big fan of like chocolate chip pancakes. My mom makes some lovely ones. Yeah, it's homemade, but
At least you didn't say cereal.
yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
cinnamon toast crunch.
it's pretty hard to beat too.
I got that on my list to have thing tomorrow. All right, restaurant, favorite fast food restaurant,
Taco Bell
favorite
or Chipotle.
favorite sit down restaurant.
Probably Tres Caminos.
That's always a good choice. You're a big fan of Mexican, Taco Bell and Tres Caminos.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Chipotle. Covered all of them right there. All right, music genre. What kind of music you like to listen to?
I usually go through phases. Right now, I'm listening to a lot of like rock, a lot of grunge actually. So
Really? See, man, I love me some grunge and some. Okay, so you got a favorite group or a favorite artist in any of those?
either Alice in Chains or Nirvana. Probably Alice in Chains.
Alice in Chains is awesome. All right, school stuff. What is your least favorite class in take in high school?
I don't know that I have like a specific semester or class, but I'm not an English person at all.
Yeah.
So I'd probably say, yeah, I'd just say English. I
Yeah.
couldn't grab a teacher. I
I
like
get that a lot. It's a back and forth thing between math and English, and that's also the same with favorite classes. So what's your favorite class?
My favorite class is probably chemistry.
Chemistry. So there's math involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like to do any of that kind of stuff. All right. When you're not playing baseball, what do you like to do for fun? What do you do in the fun in the summertime?
Lately I've been playing a lot of pickleball. But yeah, I love going outside. In the winter I go hunting and a lot with my dad, and in the summer I'll usually go fishing. So a lot of stuff outdoors, but I also like playing video games. So
All right, man, you're going to graduate, I think, a week from this coming Saturday. So what is in the future for you, Cal Swartz?
I'm waiting to hear back from the United States Air Force Academy. I'm currently on their entry wait list. But if that doesn't pan out, I'm planning on going to SIUE.
All right, cool. That's a couple of good options, huh?
Yeah.
All right, shout out time for you. Who out there in the wide world would you like to say hi to right now?
Definitely my parents. They're my biggest supporters by far. And coaches Ryan Newman, big buddy of mine. Yeah, just a lot of people.
All right, man. So, what'd you think of that game today? That was kind of a tough one to lose. I mean, you guys were down by 7 runs coming into the ninth inning, and you made it interesting.
Yeah, we did. Really big hit from Ben there. Shout out Ben for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, those are probably that's definitely a game we got to win. Especially coming off of the loss last night as well. We got some things we got to work on, but I'm excited for what the rest of the season holds.
Lots of walks and lots of strikeouts in this game, man, and the walks really hurt.
Yeah.
But there's a bright spot besides the Ben Tillman 3-run home run. Logan Odell and his 100th strikeout in his career as a Kahok.
That's huge. Congratulations to Logan. That's a really big achievement. I know he's super psyched about that, and I think everybody else is psyched for him too. So
Yeah.
it's really cool.
All right, Cal Swartz, thanks for the visit, buddy. Good luck to you in your future.
Yes, thank you.
All right, that is number 50, Cal Swartz on your Kahok varsity baseball team. And we're going to wrap it up here. We'll give you the final numbers. O'Fallon wins this one by a score of 10-9. O'Fallon, 10 runs on 9 hits. They committed 1 error and left 11 base runners on. Collinsville got 9 runs on 12 hits. They committed a couple of errors, and they had 8 base runners left on base. But the big thing was a lot of walks, man. Collinsville, they issued 10 walks in this game, and a lot of those walks, unfortunately, came around to score. Jayhawks also had 9 strikeouts by their pitchers in the game as well, so it was a little mixed bag of both as far as the pitching is concerned. And of course, the big blow, Ben Tillman with a 3-run home run there to make it a 1-run game, 10-9 being the final. All right, that's going to do it for us here this afternoon. We are off until Monday. We have 2 softball games to bring you on Monday. First one will come your way at 4 o'clock against Alton. We'll have the pregame show, around 3:30 that day. And then the nightcap will be a 5:30 scheduled first pitch against Cahokia. In between those 2 games, we'll have the senior day festivities for your Collinsville Lady Kahok softball players, the 2 players and the team manager as well. All right, big thank you to Logan Odell for joining me in the pregame show. And another big thank you to Cal Swartz joining me in the postgame show. My name is Todd Duke, and until Monday, everyone have a fantastic rest of your Thursday and have a great weekend.